Gina. Bill.
Katie!
And Michael in Centerville.
Centerville.
Because on this day, couple of things. 1955, on this day, Elvis Presley played the first of 3 nights at the Kessler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. The local paper ran a preview which read, "A good-looking youngster."
And he was young. he was really young. What was he, like 17, something like that?
Yeah, really young. Did you see the Elvis, the Baz Luhrmann
I did
Elvis?
not, and now I keep thinking I should see it.
It's weird. I
Anyway.
think you would hate it.
Maybe.
So that also on this day in 1910.
Well, that, by the way, I think that date, that Biloxi, Mississippi date, I think that's where Colonel Tom Parker saw Elvis Presley.
So also on this day in 1910, Colonel Tom Parker
Illegal alien, Colonel Tom Parker,
was born.
in the Netherlands, and he came to this country illegally.
A lot of that Baz Luhrmann movie, Elvis, is about Colonel Tom Parker. And Tom Hanks played him, and it's a weird take on it. I kind of want you to watch it.
Okay.
Because,
But Colonel Tom Parker was a weird guy.
yes.
He was a very strange guy.
So he discovered Elvis. And he's like, I'm going to be your manager.
He had signed a contract.
Yeah.
Well, he signed a contract with Elvis, but Elvis was too young to sign it, so his parents had to sign it. And Colonel Tom shaped him, and
Well, and that contract, he took half of everything
oh god,
Oh, man.
and did for his entire career.
Yeah.
He came up with all the Elvis crap you see around the world. You know, Elvis's face on everything.
as a
and
matter of fact, you can
that's-
even buy some of Elvis's crap.
that was all his doing, an idea, and
He was he was brilliant in many ways. Great showman and marketer, and he kind of ruined Elvis Presley's as a human being.
yeah, his drug use was part. So one of the interesting things, Elvis never performed out of the country. We think of Elvis as being he was a
International
worldwide
star, yeah.
sensation. Never performed out of the country.
He performed in Hawaii. Oh wait,
That's as far away as he went.
yeah.
Because, and this wasn't, I don't think Elvis even knew this. Colonel Tom Parker was here illegally and couldn't
Couldn't leave the
couldn't
country.
leave the country.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'd get him. Let's talk about that song a bit. I hadn't heard that for years. It really holds up. It's
Well-
funky and
Well, that's the remix.
is that the remix
Yeah.
by the DJ
Junkie XL. Yeah.
That's really good.
Oh, there isn't another one in there, probably, is there?
No.
The regular
There.
one.
No.
The song was written by Mac Davis, who had a lot of hits of his own and had an acting career. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Mac Davis is an actor. And a guy named Billy Strange, who, if you look into Billy Strange, he did a lot of very interesting things, movie themes and that sort of thing. The song was so the song was in a movie, an Elvis movie. Now, can you name off the top of your head some Elvis movies? He did dozens of movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't think of one.
No, not-
I mean, not like Roustabout or Jailhouse.
Yeah.
Let's see. But this one, Live a Little, Love a Little.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
that one.
no.
Now, that song, the exact song we just played, that remix, was done for Ocean's 11.
Oh,
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
it's really good. I'd like to hear the original.
Yeah.
But Elvis gets a lot of crap. But if you go, you just listen to some of his stuff, and watch some of his performances. He was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
And that comes through in the movie, too. Somebody just texted Colonel Tom Parker's Dutch. Well, that was his hiding out in America name. His Dutch name, Andreas Cornelius van Kuik.
Then,
Does that sound Dutch enough for you?
yeah, that's it. but which translates from the Dutch to Colonel Tom Parker.
Yeah, and I don't think he was a colonel. He just
No,
I'm the colonel.
no, he wasn't a colonel.
Call me a colonel.
He called me Colonel. Is this the original?
I think so. Could be wrong.
Say,
No, that's the one we just played. That's the
yeah, I
remix.
think.
I wish these were
Yeah.
actually labeled that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you can tell because of that bass beat there.
Yeah, and the drum beat in it too. But
Anyway, Elvis Presley. I really like that song. And you know who I'd like to hear do that song?
Who?
Tom Jones.
I bet he has.
I'm sure he has.
Let me look.
Because
Tom
he's done.
Jones.
He worshipped Elvis.
Yeah, I bet you anything he has.
Here we go.
Hey, a little less
This
conversation,
is it. This
a
is
little
the
more
original.
action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less spark, a little less fight, a little more spark. And close your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Baby, close your eyes and listen to the music and dig to the summer breeze. It's a groovy night and I can show you how to use it. To come along with me and put your mind at ease.
So apparently nobody wants to label the remix as remix.
Hmm.
And it's just looking normal like everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to his voice is more prominent in the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The mix kind of covers up his voice. Oh, by the way, backup singers, the Blossoms.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Yeah, you can barely hear them in the remix, but they're more prominent there.
Grab your coat and let's start walking.
This is good. This is good too.
Yeah.
Come on, come on. Come on, come on.
No, they didn't need to remix
Yeah.
it. They could have just left it.
Articulate, girl, it's getting late. You just sit and wait around.
Yeah, I'm sure Tom Jones has done this song. He must have. One of my favorite things. I just love the video of Tom Jones singing about when Elvis died, and he died, and he died, and he's so emotional. You know.
It's okay, Tom.
Anyway,
There's
hi.
some farting around for
Yeah,
you.
I think so.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to take a break here, and I'm looking over the show lineup for today, and I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to do any of this
Well,
stuff.
you have to.
I
What do you
do?
mean you don't want to.
Well,
No,
I
you
don't.
get to do this show.
I don't want to do any of this. I'm sorry.
You don't want to do the X poll later? What's the lesson you had to learn the hard way?
Because
You don't want to talk to Robert Gerke
the
later?
lesson I learned the hard way. It brings back too many painful memories. I talked to my therapist about it yesterday, and there was a point where I just broke down and cried.
Oh, jeez.
So
How about Carrie? Do you want to talk to Carrie? I think we might be talking to Carrie.
yeah. I wouldn't. I'd like to talk to Kerry because
Okay.
he went to the Japanese Disney World,
Yeah.
Sea World
Yeah.
Disney. So, all right. Well, we'll take a break, and I'll see if I can pull myself up by my own bootstraps in the break. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Although I don't expect you to check in with us because if I don't want to do it, then why should you do it?
'Cause we all gotta.
877-602-9696 if you want to check in on the phone, or if you want to text us, that's 33986. But you don't have to do that either. I mean, if you just take
Bill.
a look at and you don't want to do it, don't do it. I don't care. All right? So we'll take a break here.
Larson HVAC and Plumbing.
I'm so excited. They're coming to my house today.
Oh my gosh, you've been waiting for like 2 weeks, I swear.
Yeah, this is why you should get your furnace and air conditioner serviced in the off season, so it's not hot when you're having problems. But thank God Sean and his crew are coming by today. They've been in business since 2017, and I'm getting one of their new high-efficiency air conditioners, and they've got a $500 off going on right now with those, plus a year of free filters for free from our friends at Larson HVAC and Plumbing. I think it's a Rheem system I am getting. And there's all kinds of rebates and things you can get because it's energy efficient. So the system I'm putting in, I'm going to end up spending less on my power bills because of it, which is great. And the nice thing
It
is,
sounds really good, but I'm not sure you deserve this.
Larson will file all the paperwork to get your rebates too. Because sometimes that's a hassle. Like, I don't know where to send the form and what to do to get it. That Jade and everybody there take care of all of that. So you should give them a call as well. 801-930-5450 or go to larsonhvac.com/X96.
Good evening and welcome to Jazz Pivot,
Pour me a scotch, will you, please?
brought to you by Scotch.
Would like scotch and
All of
soda.
it.
Scotch and soda. Jigger a gin. Oh, what a rare mood I'm in.
Tonight on Jazz Pivot, we'll be exploring Charles Mingus, the social political ramifications of. Oh, wait, there's my music.
Carrie, you could
Jazz Pivot.
Carrie, you could pivot
No,
to
because
the
you have
jazz
COVID.
pivot.
Only because you have COVID.
It's because it's rested in my throat,
Yeah.
and my sinuses.
Yeah, your voice is deeper.
That works. I
Yeah.
like that.
By the way, if you hadn't guessed, Kerry's broadcasting from home because he has the COVID. But the connection, I mean, you sound great, other than husky. You still feel about the same as yesterday, or a little worse or better? Or
I'm feeling a jazz pivot coming on. No, I my head is exploding. Here, let me. This will help. Here, there we go.
Yeah?
My head is exploding. My sinuses are trying to kill me.
No.
My throat is sore.
You couldn't breathe last night, probably.
Actually, I was okay last night. A little NyQuil, a little NyQuil will do you. And I was able to sleep through most of the night. Here's what I've discovered about this, and Ed Brass texted me and warned me about this. Mm-hmm. He said the best way to get through this is to sleep.
Just sleep
through
it off.
Sleep through all of it.
If you can, yeah.
So if I can today, I'm going to try to sleep through all of it.
Yeah, just when you get off the air, just go have
Although-
a little warm drink and then go to bed.
Although I've got to meet somebody in a parking lot to get my Paxlovid. So. And that's not a joke, folks.
$3,986.
620.
All right. All right.
It's time to get us over with.
All right. I guess we have to do it. So let me do it. We'll officially begin the program. Go ahead, Gina.
Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
And my manager just texted me and said, "I'll never work in this town again if we don't do this." The moon is 1.8% of full. It is a waxing crescent moon. The moon will rise today at 6:57 a.m. Today being Thursday. It's the 26th day of June in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Forgiveness Day. No, I'm sorry, I don't think I can do that. It's National Handshake Day, and it's National Bomb Pop Day.
What is a bomb pop?
Yeah, a bomb pop. You used to see them around quite a bit. You know what they are, Katie?
No.
The pop was designed like a bomb. It's a frozen treat designed like a bomb with 6 fins. Hence the name Bomb Pop. The color scheme reflected the patriotic zeitgeist of America during the Cold War. The star shape also reminiscent of a star-shaped rocket firework.
Now I know what it is.
Oh, yes, I have seen those. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And it's also International Day in support of victims of torture. This is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show. It is the Lords of Morning Radio, the Radio from Hell show. Kerry Jackson, who's going to be joining us momentarily. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi. Katie for short is our fine producer running the board and chiming in when necessary. And in the booth today we have, it's the sausage party again, the Tooele sausage party. It's Dawson and Alex. And I think the dog is in there as well.
Yes.
Vax is in there.
He sure is.
All right. So let's go to some check-ins quickly, and then we'll get to Kerry Jackson.
Okay, we've got Braden.
Hi, Braden. What's up?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for letting me listen.
You're welcome.
Bill, very quickly, I just wanted to tell you, if you'd like, since you don't want to do the radio thing today, we can trade off. You can come draw blood, and I'll do what you do.
No, that's
you
okay.
Go be a phlebotomist?
No, that's okay. That's
No?
okay. I don't think I'd be good at that. No, thank you. But thanks for the offer, Braden.
I think you'd be excellent.
Thanks for the offer, but no.
You're welcome.
All right, see you later.
Thanks, Braden.
Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Me too. We have Adam.
Hey, Adam, what's up today?
Morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Gina, I believe in you.
Thanks, Adam.
And Katie, give Vax a scratch behind the ear for me.
Always.
Well, Bill, you're sounding a little down today. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, that's nice, Adam.
You
I can come give you an awkward hug.
I don't know that
Maybe
would
a
help.
butt grab if you need it.
No. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just thinking of the long day I have ahead of me, and it kind of slammed me down for a second. But that's okay. I'll make it, Adam. Thanks for thinking of me.
All right. Remember, that which doesn't kill you makes you say, "Dang it, I'm still here."
All right.
Thanks, Adam.
See you later. Let's see now. Let's go to Japan.
Carrie, you there?
Kerry Jackson.
This is RFK Jr. Actually,
Okay.
I have an antidote to all of your ailments, and that is instead of a vaccine, it's an awkward hug.
We're going to prescribe awkward hugs for everybody.
Right.
Nothing but awkward hugs. That's the only thing that seems to be working. Hi, everybody. How are you?
I'm dying to hear about your experience at
Sea Disney.
Sea Disney. Is that what it's called? Sea Disney?
Well, it's called Disney Sea, and what they really meant to mean by it, but it was lost in translation, was Disney by the sea. We're right next to the ocean here.
Oh.
And that's the park that is closest to the ocean, Disney Sea, and it's bigger than Tokyo Disneyland, which is right next door. And it seems to be more geared toward teenagers and adults.
Okay.
All of the action rides are here as opposed to Tokyo Disneyland, which is mostly for kids. And here's the thing. Here's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Over at Tokyo Disneyland, Donald Duck is huge, right?
Right.
Over here at Disney Sea, who do you think is huge?
Well, it would be a fishy something.
You told me that it's
Monstro.
You told me that it was Jules Verne oriented. I'm thinking it's Jules Verne.
Well, a lot of the rides are themed around Jules Verne and these ancient explorers and things like that. But it's a bear, named Duffy.
Huh?
What?
And his friends.
And his friend. We're trying to figure out why Duffy the bear is so huge here. He doesn't have any rides associated. He doesn't have any shows associated. He's adorable, but Duffy the bear and all of his friends. There's a rabbit friend and a kitty friend and a turtle friend.
Yeah, I'm looking him up, Carrie. Duffy the Disney bear. Duffy the Disney bear. And
huge over here.
Yeah, I see that. That's amazing. I don't know.
And here's the other thing I've noticed about the parks here. Now I've been to both parks, and Disney owns two major IPs, intellectual properties, Star Wars and Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Over at the Disneyland Tokyo, I found one Star Wars item for sale, and that was a coffee mug with Han, Chewie, and the Millennium Falcon on it. That was it. That was it.
But Star Wars is big in Japan, isn't it? I mean,
that's what I thought. Here's the thing. Yeah, and over in Disneyland Tokyo, here's the Marvel IP. Here's the extensive here's the extent of what the Marvel IP is encompassed. They've taken Small World, and it's always been the traditional Small World ride, but this time they've added Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, sure, why not?
No. But they've added stuff.
Yeah, all the Marvel characters are in there. All the Guardians of the Galaxy and like Captain Marvel and Thor and a bunch of other Hulk is in there, but they're all the It's a Small World type character versions of them.
Well, that's kind of cute.
No, I think it's weird.
That is weird.
That's just weird.
It's both. It's cute and weird at the same time.
Adorable.
It's kind of adorable too. But that's the extent of your Marvel stuff happening in that park. Over here, nothing. The new Fantastic Four movie opens at the end of the month. You could have fooled me. There's nothing anywhere about that at all here. But all through Tokyo and Seoul, I saw a lot of advertisement for the Superman movie everywhere. So it's just kind of strange to me because I notice marketing because that's kind of what we do for a living.
Yeah. By the way, Carrie, I looked up Duffy the Bear. When Mickey Mouse the Sailor, based in Cape Cod, was leaving on a long sea voyage, Minnie Mouse made Duffy the Bear to keep Mickey company during his travels.
So there's the ocean connection, I guess.
So that's the origin of Duffy the Bear.
Yeah, it's a little teddy bear that Minnie Mouse made for Mickey to keep him company. Hand-sewn bear.
That's wild.
It's his companion?
Well, just to just to keep him company, so he could snuggle with him at night and pretend that he was Minnie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to take it any further than that.
Well, so it's like that. It's like that line in Plan 9 from Outer Space. And at night, I like to look at it and touch it. You crazy kid. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and Duffy has a girlfriend, Shelley May.
Shelley May,
a tan female teddy bear, made her debut at Tokyo Disney Sea. She has a green bow and a seashell pendant.
Oh, so that's
his
okay, because
that's his girlfriend.
I've seen that, and I thought it was maybe Duffy in drag, but then
it's Duffy's girlfriend.
Well, then what's Duffy's turtle friend's name? Because he has a turtle friend, he has a kitty friend, he has a fox friend.
I don't know. I'm sure I can.
That's more marketing. They want you to buy all of them. Buy the whole set.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Anyway, so tonight is our pretty much our last night here in the parks. We have one more day of just kind of lazing around, which I think we'll definitely spend lazing around, and then we come back to the Salt Lake Acting Company and the big show that we've got going
on Sunday.
On Sunday,
it's sold out, Carrie.
It's sold. Oh, thank goodness that I don't have to promote it anymore.
Yeah. You don't have to say anything right now about it.
I will not say anything. I look forward to seeing you all there. It's going to be a good time.
It's Olumi the turtle, Cookie Ann the dog,
Cookie Ann,
Yeah.
Lina Bell the fox.
Yeah.
Those are Duffy's friends. Those are the ones I see here. Stella Lou the bunny.
The bunny. Oh, the bunny's cute.
Gelatoni the cat.
The kitty cat.
Yeah.
Yes, he's adorable.
That's Gelatoni. And these are all characters that were sort of created at Disney Sea.
And they're huge over here. The stores here at Disney Sea, I could barely find anything with like Mickey or Minnie or anything like that, and it was all about that damn bear.
Well, they know how. I guess they know how to market to the population. You know, to that we know what they know what the folks in Japan would like. You know, so there you go.
I guess so.
All right.
Well, I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday then.
All right. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
All right. Unfortunately, we don't have time for Diana, but thank you for
calling. Sorry, Diane.
But traffic.
Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15. Lanes both directions running smooth. Northbound West Davis Highway between Centerville and Farmington. A cow trailer is blocking one lane open. I don't know if there are any cows in it or if it is just the trailer.
There must be cows in it because he knows it's the cow trailer.
Maybe. Rollover crash, I-215 northbound 47 South exit in Taylorsville. Vehicle rolled down the hill on the right. Emergency response is blocking the right lane and shoulder. And Midvale Rousedower checking in I-215 north to the 201 west. Looking great. Infiniteam, that's all of y'all, whatever you're seeing on the roads. If you can tell me whether there are cows in that trailer or not, you can text us 33986.
All right, coming up after these messages, we're going to have a song, and then we'll have some big boy news and opinioendo for you. And after that, it'll be Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine, where you can call in and you'll guess which celebrity out of the 4 is dead, and you could win a prize.
A Radio from Hell chicken bucket.
With no actual chicken.
No chicken, but does contain a Radio from Hell diner-style mug, maybe one of those pink boner T-shirts, and other things.
Exactly. So call 877-602-9696. The earlier you line up, the better chance you have of playing Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine. Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. They are your neighborhood Honda dealer. Stockton 12. A great dealership. Been there 25 years, or I think a little more than 25. And it's a great place to buy a car. I've purchased 3 cars there. When I am in the market, when I need to buy another car, that's exactly where I'll go. Stockton 12 Honda. Of course, they have the great selection of Hondas, obviously, because they are a Honda dealership. And you can't go wrong with a Honda. As a mechanic once told me, the first Honda I bought, I said, "Oh, that's a good choice. Those Hondas, they're bulletproof. You just do the maintenance on them. That car will last you forever." So I don't know. Maybe I'll never have to buy another car. No, I will. I want to really check out the CR-V hybrid, the Honda CR-V hybrid at Stockton 12 Honda. Great money, big money for your trade-in right now. So check that out. Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. You take the 106 South exit off of I-15, turn into the Auto Mall. It's Stockton.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure I'll have an answer.
I went to Target and they didn't have these.
Okay.
I need newborn thin cotton socks.
Newborn. Is that a brand name?
For a newborn baby.
Well, you need to go to a baby store.
Well, they didn't have them.
They didn't have newborn. No, they had,
Really?
0 to 3. They had, but not specifically newborn. I need the smallest thin cotton sock that you can get.
And Carrie will not order anything from Amazon.
And I won't.
Because what I would do is go to Amazon and say, thin newborn sock, and it would be on my porch this afternoon. But Carrie won't do that, so it's got to be.
I need to hold it. I need to see it.
Just look for maternity store. You know, there are places that sell maternity supplies.
Why do you need this? Now I'm curious.
I bet it's for a dog.
It is. Yeah. Hudson's got an owie.
Yeah.
In between his paws, and he
Yeah.
keeps, you know. And so we went to the vet, and we got him this spray for the owie because it's on the verge of being infected.
Oh.
And so they said, well, he's going to lick that off, so you got to watch him. So I went and I got a baby sock, the smallest one they had, and it's still a little big, so we had to like tape it on him, and he hates it.
Well, he's going to hate it no matter what.
He is going to hate it no matter what. But if we can make it smaller, you know, and thinner, because this is a kind of a thick. It's almost a winter sock. It's kind of thick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, there's maternity.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
I Googled newborn socks near me.
And it went to Amazon.
And it goes to Target.
I went to Target. They didn't have it. I mean, I guess I'll hit this Target on the way home and see. But I went to the Target out that way. I won't say which one. Boy, it's like a bomb went off in that place.
Carrie, do you want me to order it at Amazon and bring it to you so you don't have to feel
No.
No, because
Why does it like a bomb went off?
It's just like somebody went through the store and pulled things off the
it's because
shelves.
it's back to school.
Is that it?
Yes.
They just pulled things off the shelves and left them in the aisle. You
It
know,
is back to school.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That is what it is.
Oh, it needs to be breathable so it'll dry out.
Oh, it's got to be caught.
It's got to be caught.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try the Target again on the way home.
Aren't there maternity stores though?
Well, not a maternity store. Like Babinski's is still there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Foothill.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll
Try
try that.
that.
Yeah, there we go. Preemie clothes.
Yeah.
Not newborn. Preemie.
Oh,
I need preemie.
there you
that's
go.
the problem.
That's what we need is preemie. Thank you,
That's-
Texter.
That's the problem.
Maybe somebody who's had a preemie and then now the child has grown up, they still
They
have the
save the
preemie stuff.
tiny socks?
Yeah, they still have the tiny socks. Maybe they could just loan you some.
Sure.
It's for a dog, but you know, and you'll give them
You
back.
won't. No, I don't think they'll want it back.
No, after a dog's been gnawing on it.
What? Because hopefully you will never need the preemie socks again.
I know. God,
Preemie
no.
socks.
So I think we need preemie. Yeah, look up preemie.
Preemie
socks near me.
Yeah.
Pre
Salt and Honey on 9th and 9th has baby stuff.
socks
Carter's,
near
Savers, or the
me.
DI.
Mm.
Really? For preemie socks? I guess.
They're still telling me Target,
They're still telling you Target.
but
Well, should I go to Babin? I go to Babinski's. It's local.
Well,
right?
look. They have a website. You can look it up.
I mean,
Save
Babinski's
yourself a
has
trip.
more like fashion-y kind of things rather than
It's for your fashionable preemies.
yeah, rather than like I mean, they have super cute clothes and stuff there, but it's not like your basics.
Go to Daiso. They have tiny socks for furniture that will work perfectly.
What is Daiso?
I have no idea.
DAY?
This is Axel in Duval, Washington, so I don't.
Well,
I don't know. Smith's Marketplace has newborn stuff. I didn't even think to go to Smith's.
Try Carter's at Fashion Place.
Carter's at Fashion Place. It's a little further south than I wanted to venture.
yeah, you can go to the Stabbin' Smiths right up here on. Fifth.
I would try the other Target.
Try the other Target.
Yeah. Somebody says I'd be happy to loan Carrie my preemie socks.
No, you'd want it. You don't want them back. Trust me. You don't want them back.
Covered with dog slobber.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I thought it would be easy. But
Good
boy,
luck.
just a mess in that Target. I'll tell you, just a mess.
Well, it's and you're looking for a special. I mean, that's a pretty
specific item.
special item. too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the vet didn't have something.
Well, they had the wrapping tape, but you know, maybe a cotton glove and cut one of the thumbs or fingers off. Oh, okay, that's a good suggestion, Katie. I guess. All right, I'll go look. American Girl doll socks would work.
Yeah, Carrie, don't you have an American Girl doll?
Oh, let me see. No.
No. Carrie has different toys.
Yeah, and the guy in Axel, we don't have a Daiso here in Utah.
But
sorry.
thank you for trying to help.
Thanks for trying. Thanks for playing our game. Find the preemie sock. Oh, boy.
Why don't you want to use the tape?
He doesn't like the tape. It's
You want something soft.
yeah.
I don't like this tape.
Something soft. Wouldn't you want something soft?
Yeah, but look what I got on my foot.
Oh.
Not soft at all. I got a big Kevlar boot.
All right.
.641.
On this day in 1961, Terry Nunn, the lead singer of Berlin, was born.
Nice.
What year?
61.
Okay.
All right, now it is time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, and then just after that, it'll be Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine, where you will get to guess which celebrity is dead out of 4, and you could win a Radio from Hell chicken bucket.
That is correct.
It does not contain actual chicken, but we'll put all kinds of prizes in the Radio from Hell chicken bucket. I also got a picture here. Somebody sent me a picture wearing the chicken bucket as a hat.
I'll have to go collect that and add that to the file.
Yeah, we haven't posted any of those
Not
yet.
yet. I was going to, and then all of a sudden Carrie left, and I got a bunch of Carrie photos. So it all got a little jumbled in.
It's okay.
Is he wearing a chicken bucket in any of those
He
photos?
sure is not.
One. He should have.
Well, then I don't know. Forget Carrie's pictures then. If he's not wearing a chicken bucket, just forget it.
But I will get that. I'll get that whole folder album up on social medias later.
Okay.
News brought to you by business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Yeah, by the way, you can call right now for Frank Chris Presents.
Yes.
877-602-9696 if you want to call now. Jay Mello, kid was 6 years old when he was cast as Sean Brody in Jaws.
Yes.
He was the littlest, youngest person in the cast.
Yes.
And though he was so young, 6 years old, he remembers the animatronic sharks used in the movie scared him so much he would not go into the water for years afterwards.
I don't blame him at all.
I didn't get to see the whole movie because my mom and dad kept ducking my head under the seats, he says. So apparently they took him to the movie because it was a big premiere and he was in it, but then they would push his head down so he couldn't see
Close
things.
your eyes.
He was only 6 years old. He was cast as Sean Brody. Jay Mello says he remembers everything about making the movie, including those animatronic sharks. And Mello appeared in the 1975 classic as the youngest son of Roy Scheider, Martin Brody, the chief of Amity Island. She says, I do remember the first time I saw it. He says, I kind of questioned Sherry Rhodes, who was the casting director. It was just the head. I said, where's the rest of the shark?
It's surprising that it scared him because you would think seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff would make you go, well, this isn't real.
Look, I went on the Jaws ride at Disney World, and it still scared me, and I was very aware that it was all fake.
Gina?
Yeah.
I think he was a sensitive child.
Oh.
He was
That's all right.
he was a sensitive child.
That's all right.
The 3 recently confirmed cases of measles in Utah have doctors concerned about the potential for wider spread as vaccination rates decline. Monday morning, I started at 7, 2 messages right off the bat. Can I come in and get my child their vaccine, said Dr. Ellie Brownstein with the Utah chapter American Academy of Pediatrics. Health officials have confirmed that all 3 cases of measles, 2 in Utah County and 1 in southwest Utah, involved individuals who are unvaccinated. People have not seen what measles can do because we've had such an effective vaccine where suddenly the potential side effects for the vaccine becomes more concerning than the illness. We forget that as many as 1 in 5 kids with measles would get hospitalized, Brownstein said. The doctor says knowing what they know about measles should allow them to be better prepared when it comes to preventing the spread. We're not as well prepared as we should be because we've let things lax. And we have become complacent in the fact that we don't see this as an illness, Brownstein explained.
The vaccines worked too well because we haven't experienced it, so we don't know how bad it can be.
I was interested yesterday, though, to find out from Dr. Cobble that there is a test that you can get that will tell if you are immune. If you don't remember that you've had the vaccine because it was a long time ago, or you don't remember having measles, so you're not sure whether you're safe or not, you can go to the doctor and they can do, I think it's a simple test, and they can tell whether you're immune to measles or not. A Centers for Disease Control and Prevention panel of vaccine advisors, all appointed by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., met for the first time Wednesday. Their future recommendations could upend vaccine policy in the U.S. and affect immunization availability for a number of diseases. The new slate of 7 advisors was appointed after Kennedy fired all 17 members of the previous committee. Kennedy originally appointed 8 new members, but one of them withdrew from the panel on Tuesday. Several members of the remaining 7 appointees have been criticized by many in the medical field because they're bozos. They don't have any expertise in immunization, and they're vaccine skeptics. If people sitting on this committee who start restricting vaccines and recommend that they are no longer given to certain groups of people, people will not be able to get these vaccines and more people are going to die, said Dr. Fiona Havers, a former CDC senior official who resigned from her position earlier this month in protest of Kennedy's shakeup of the panel. Fireworks have sparked a fire near homes in Utah County on the hillside near Cedar Hills. The blaze is dubbed the Cedar Hills Fire. It was human-caused and burning an estimated 14 acres late Wednesday, but very close to homes. Officials said forward progression of the fire had not stopped, and there are 150 homes near the fire's impact.
I am unclear why it is still legal to buy fireworks and set them off. I don't understand.
You know what's really cool? Drone shows.
Yeah.
We should just replace fireworks with drone shows.
Yeah.
A Bountiful restaurant called Annie's Cafe was left short-staffed on Tuesday because some employees were worried about a potential ICE raid. This came after the restaurant received multiple phone calls by somebody claiming to be a police officer working in immigration. The Bountiful Police Department believes the calls are part of a scam. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has tips to help people identify this type of scam, which can cost victims thousands. The owner, Annie Bennett, is sharing her story to warn others out there. She told ABC4 that it started with a phone call on Saturday. The caller claimed to be an officer with the Bountiful Police Department working in immigration. He demanded that she give him information about all her Latino employees, and if she didn't comply, they'd come and remove everybody by force.
Wow.
Annie Bennett, by the way, herself immigrated to the U.S. from Argentina 30 years ago.
Uh-oh.
She and her husband opened their restaurant. Until now, she's never experienced anything like this.
Murderers and rapists? These are just regular
people who are working in
a restaurant.
On the permit filled out ahead of the No Kings protest in Salt Lake earlier this month, organizers with the 5051 opted against using private security or off-duty police officers for the event in which one person was killed. The demonstration permit application, obtained by Fox 13 News, detailed plans for the protest to begin at Pioneer Park on June 14 and end outside the city's federal building following a march between the two locations. During the march, a bystander, Mr. Afa Alu, was shot and killed by bullets fired by a volunteer peacekeeper who was shooting at a man named Arturo Gamboa, who was seen carrying an AR-15. Now, according to the application that protest organizers filled out, they wrote that they would staff the event with 30 volunteers, and they expected a total of 1,000 attendees. It is estimated that over 10,000 people were actually involved in the protest and march. The application asks, are you planning to use any of the following security options? Hire private security, hire off-duty Salt Lake City police officers, or none, as the responses. 5051 organizers wrote none. So
who are these peacekeepers?
Who's the peacekeeper? Who in the hell is that? That's what I want to know. Donald Trump has slammed the media over reports he says downplay or impact or strikes on Iran. He said that the initial assessment from the Department of Intelligence said that while the Fordo, Nance, and Isfahan nuclear sites were damaged, they were not completely destroyed. Since then, we've collected additional intelligence, and we've also spoken to people who have seen the site, and the site is obliterated, Trump said. He keeps saying that, and then his own people keep saying, well, it looks like they've been badly damaged, but they can rebuild them.
It's interesting. Tulsi Gabbard is supposed to testify in Congress today.
She's supposed to be the head of National
Intelligence. They are trying to pull her from being questioned,
yeah.
and they want to send little Marco, instead.
Yeah.
And Congress is saying, no, we want to talk to her, which means she's probably going to go in there and say, well, no, our intelligence says it's not. And the other interesting thing, they totally Star Wars'd it.
Oh.
Well, the bunker busters, you know how they got in? They went in through the vents.
Oh.
Like they could direct them.
Yeah.
They can direct them into
Okay.
it. They Star Wars'd it.
Yeah.
They
Right.
blew up the Death Star. But if you remember correctly, the Death Star, not totally obliterated.
No.
You thought it was.
You did.
And then...
And finally, this story. With a pair of bears on the loose, police were called and a firearms unit was dispatched to the wildlife park in southwest England. But the panic was quickly quelled when the two bears, Mish and Lucy, were found fast asleep in a honey store, having eaten a week's worth of honey at the Wildwood Devon Wildlife Park.
That should be the first place you look for them.
One
is
of
the
them
honey
needs to be
store.
renamed to Winnie. The other one needs to be Pooh.
The siblings managed to get out through a back door, which had been left open while staff were working with vehicles inside. And they weren't in a public space. They were out of their enclosure, but they found the honey immediately, and they ate it all and fell asleep, and it was easy to take them
That's so
back to where they
cute.
belong. All right, that's it.
Sports, other traffic.
Well, Jazz got their fifth pick, and it was Ace Bailey, who was supposed to go a little higher in the draft. It was kind of weird because typically what happens for the top players, different teams invite them prior to the draft, say, hey, you want to come work out with us, talk to the media in our city, maybe see if it's a good
He
fit?
said, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and he did. He didn't just do that with the Jazz. He
No.
did. He didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. No, I don't
Which
want
is
to.
kind of weird, but okay. And he was also quoted as saying, "Yeah, I'm not really excited about the prospect of maybe going to the Utah Jazz." Now, he didn't say that after he was drafted, but he did say that before. So people are upset about that. Nobody is ever excited to come here.
No.
They're just not.
No.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's not going to come in and maybe, be the next Donovan Mitchell. We hope so.
Yeah.
So
You mean somebody who will play here for 2 seasons and then leave?
to be an impact and beloved player.
Oh, that.
That's what they're hoping. So we welcome you, Ace Bailey. I hope you like it here. I hope Utah wins you over. That's your sports. Weather. Yes, getting warmer. 93 for a high today, 95 tomorrow. I'm getting my air conditioner replaced just in time for everything to heat back up. Thank you, Larson HVAC. We could be up near 100 by the first part of next week. And no rain in sight, so quit setting off your damn fireworks, please. Traffic, we have a rollover crash. I-215 northbound 47 south exit in Taylorsville. Vehicle rolled down the hill on the right. Emergency response blocking the right lane and shoulder. That cow hauling trailer on northbound I-15 Parish Lane in Centerville. Apparently no cows on the trailer.
Oh, good.
So that's the good news there. If you see cows somewhere else, though, you can text us and let us know, 33986.
The button didn't want to click. All right. It is now time for Frank Christ. They're fine, just fine.
Oh, there it is. There's Frank Chris music, but there is no Frank Chris today.
Where is he today? He hasn't been here for over a week.
He said again he wasn't feeling well, but I heard that Frank Chris, the Grim Reaper, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, he was spotted in Evanston buying fireworks. Now, I don't know what he's going to do with them, but he was buying fireworks. I'm going to have a talk with Frank.
I would.
There's something going on with him. Maybe it's a midlife crisis or a mid-death
crisis.
crisis.
Is he going to buy a race car and get a younger girlfriend Reaper?
He's been talking about seeing that F1 movie with Brad Pitt. He's very excited about that. Frank Christ is the Reaper, the Grim Reaper. He reaps celebrity souls exclusively, and it's very sad for him because he loves the celebrities. Now, Frank doesn't kill these celebrities. He just, when they die, he goes to the scene and takes their essence and takes it to the distribution center, and from there he doesn't know where the celebrity's soul. He says it's mostly hell, but I think there are probably celebrities who go to heaven. But we play a macabre game called Frank Chris Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, in which a contestant has to identify a dead celebrity out of a list of 4. And do we have somebody there?
We do. It looks like we have Rob.
Rob, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you all doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That's okay.
Hey, Rob, let's start again. Let's start fresh, shall we? Hey, Rob, how are you today?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's good to know, Rob. Rob, if you identify the dead celebrity in this list Frank has given me, you will win a Radio from Hell chicken bucket, which does not contain actual chicken, but we'll put all kinds of prizes, well, not all kinds, a few prizes, in a vain attempt to fill up the chicken bucket. We'll get a Radio from Hell coffee mug, a Boner T-shirt, perhaps.
Yep.
Maybe Alonzo can put a candy bar in there.
Maybe one of these Radio from Hell labeled water bottles.
I still have moon pies. We'll throw a moon pie in
A moon pie, too, Rob. So, are you ready to go?
Oh, absolutely. Come on, moon pie.
All right. Because it is International Day in Support of Torture, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about torture. Here we go. Number 1, Michael Madsen. He was in War Games, The Natural, The Doors, Thelma and Louise, Free Willy, Species, Donnie Brasco, Die Another Day, Sin City, and Scary Movie 4. He was in several Quentin Tarantino films, including Reservoir Dogs, in which he tortures a policeman. Number 1 is Michael Madsen. Number 2, Barbara Steele. She was known for starring in Italian Gothic horror films and was called the Queen of all Scream Queens and Britain's First Lady of Horror. Some of her films were Black Sunday, The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock, and Castle of Blood. She starred in The Pit and The Pendulum,
I love that movie.
featuring a diabolical torture device. Number 2, Barbara Steele. Number 3 is Brad Davis. He played the title role in the Rainer Werner Fassbinder film Quarrel, and he was in A Small Circle of Friends, Chariot of Fire, and Cold Steel. He appeared in made-for-television movies, too, including Chiefs, Robert Kennedy and His Times, and The Rainbow Warrior Conspiracy, and also The Plot to Kill Hitler. In Midnight Run, he was an American student tortured in a Turkish prison for drug smuggling. Number 3, Brad Davis. And number 4 is Nick Searcy. He had parts in Days of Thunder, The Prince of Tides, Fried Green Tomatoes, and Nell. He also appeared in films like Castaway, 1 Hour Photo, Runaway Jury, The Assassination of Richard Nixon, several others. He was in An American Crime, a movie called An American Crime about the torture and murder of a young girl. Number 4, Nick Searcy. All right, one of those actors is dead. Rob, which one is it?
I'm going to go with number 3.
Brad Davis is correct. He had a very short career. Died in 1991 at the age of 41. He was hailed as being the next big thing, and he was a very talented actor. Unfortunately, he was also a drug addict, and he died from HIV/AIDS. His wife said he probably got it from
drugs,
shooting drugs, using a dirty needle. So there you go. You win the prize, Rob. It's a Radio from Hell chicken bucket. Does not contain actual chicken. And you know, Rob, you have to take a picture of yourself wearing it as a hat because it makes a fine hat, okay?
Oh, you know I'm going to.
I know you are. All right, Rob, say thank you, and then we'll put you on hold.
Thank you.
All right. I think Frank will be back. I hope he's coming
Monday?
back soon. Monday?
Give him the weekend to get over all of this stuff.
I don't know.
I hope he's got a lot of explaining to do. That's
lots
all I
of
know.
explaining.
I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I think most of the things he's told me about why he isn't here are lies.
Excuses?
Yep.
Okay.
I think they're lies.
He just wants the time off.
Maybe so.
Well, he deserves why couldn't he just say vacation?
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
a vacation.
Own
Not
up to
to lie
it.
about it.
Traffic?
Crash westbound I-215 south 12th west off to the right shoulder. I don't know if that cow hauler is still causing issues. If you're in the area of northbound I-15 Parish Lane in Centerville, let me know. Earlier this morning, there were 3 left lanes blocked and traffic backing up toward Bountiful, but that might be cleared up. And everyone's upset with me for saying the original Death Star wasn't obliterated. It was obliterated. They built another one.
Yes.
Just sorry for all of that unpleasantness.
You should really apologize for not being enough of a geek.
Summer Showdown continues this weekend with Arachnophobia and Starship Troopers. Get your tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
All right, coming up after these messages, we have an email of interest. Stick around for that. KXRK Provo.
Artie, what are we...
7:05, and we have an email of interest.
Well, after we remind people that Larry from Ogden is out there listening and doing his thing.
I haven't heard from Larry from Ogden for a long time.
Yeah, he's out there apparently.
Huh.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Summer Showdown continues this weekend with Arachnophobia and Starship Troopers. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
That's at the Broadway.
Yes.
I don't think you mentioned that.
Well, it's not in the copy. I should just add it.
Yeah. It'd be nice to know where the Summer Showdown is.
It would be great. It would be great.
The Broadway Center Cinemas.
Yeah, Broadway Center.
Email of interest.
Yes, indeed, an email of interest. This is from Scrap Lady Chelsea.
Okay.
I found this fascinating. Hello, Lords.
Hello.
I was listening to the show yesterday, and the part about the Juggalo and Guar show got my attention. Then Bill mentioned Belushi Speedball.
Mm-hmm. That's a band.
I accidentally saw them.
I tripped
Accidentally.
and fell into a
here's
Belushi
how.
Speedball show.
Here's how. I accidentally saw them in Wisconsin last year when my boyfriend and I went to the Milwaukee Metal Fest. I say accidentally because we were going from one stage to the other. It was nice because the whole festival was in one venue and there were multiple stages. Even nicer was all kinds of food trucks in the open outside part of the venue's smoking area. Anyway, there was basically a room with a stage that was behind a door on the way outside. My boyfriend opened the door to see what was playing. I wandered off, and then he grabbed me and said, "You've got to see this." So we go in, and it's packed. The band was playing. People, including the band, were shooting Nerf guns into the crowd.
Fun.
And also tossing rolls of toilet paper. It was pure chaos. I ended up with some toilet paper around my neck like a sash. Not as cool as the sash Bill has, though. And luckily, I was able to dodge the toilet paper rolls that were being thrown like grenades. It was definitely a WTF moment. And the Metal Fest we go to, so apparently this couple goes to a lot of Metal Fests. The Metal Fests we go to have at least one WTF moment, and this was it. Belushi Speedball was something, and I'm glad I got to experience that for about 5 minutes, especially because I got heat stroke and I missed municipal waste, where the crowd was passing a trash can and an inflatable coffin pool floaty. My boyfriend took video, and the security guard that went to retrieve the trash can looked so over the shenanigans. He looked so over the shenanigans. We try to do Metal Fest every year. We went to Psycho Las Vegas.
Wow.
Psycho Las Vegas 2 years in a row, and it was awesome. The first year it was at the Mandalay Bay, and there was a hot tub mosh pit in front of a small stage.
A hot tub mosh pit.
The coolest, though, was the Mandalay Beach that had a stage set up somewhere in the middle. More water moshing, nighttime, in the moonlight, to the sounds of Pig Destroyer and Dying Fetus.
Oh, boy.
That beach is cool at Mandalay Bay.
Second year was at Resorts World, which was even a lot better. The stages weren't that far apart. The walk to the merch booth in Mandalay was so far I had to Google it over a mile, and it was all indoors. And you could eat at the restaurants and still hear some of the bands. Anyway, I just wanted to share. Thanks for all you guys do. And thank you for sharing this, because it gives me an insight into something that I will never do.
Yeah.
I will never do this.
I mean, this is like Katie going to her EDM shows.
my Lost Lands festivals.
These people apparently love metal festivals. You make my workday brighter. I'm listening to the old podcast as well, currently in May 2020.
Wow.
And boy, is that a trip. Keep on keeping on, Scrap Lady Chelsea.
May 2020. I had been running the board for 2.5 months at that point.
You know, it's interesting that we have podcasts, and I don't know how far back they go, Katie,
Before me.
but that they're little snapshots of time.
Yeah.
Like that almost kind of makes me want to go back and listen.
The earthquake is up there.
Yeah.
You've got...
But they're all the pandemic stuff.
No, you don't want to do that.
But no, just as like a history lesson, because there's like news in those.
Well, and I was going through some of our old videos, and the videos that we posted used to have all four of us on the screen and you guys working from home.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a solid flashback of those days.
Yeah,
interesting to go back.
I don't want to remember those days.
I know you don't.
I don't. I don't want to remember yesterday.
I don't remember yesterday.
Oh, see, there you go. So, Gina, you should go listen to yesterday's podcast.
Maybe I will.
It'll remind you of what it was.
But there are milestones.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our Radio from Hell CD that we had made, which way predates you, Katie.
I do have it, though.
But on that is the birth of my daughter.
Oh, wow.
We actually took microphones into the delivery room.
It was like the
Gina
pit.
is screaming. It's amazing.
No, it's my sister calling in to Carrie and Bill saying the baby's here. Like that's a part of my life, my family's life that was saved.
Which should never have been done on the radio.
You know what else should have been done on the radio? My wedding.
I was going to say. You should not
Why
have
did I
worked the
do
morning
that?
of your wedding. I don't know. I took like a week off for my wedding.
Well, it
from
did,
here.
Now, why you're saying why did you do that? Did it really affect your wedding?
I was sick.
Oh,
But that had nothing to do with doing the radio
No,
show.
but if I
you
was-
would have been sick anyway.
But I should have slept
You were
in.
sick on your wedding?
Yes. Oh my God, I had a horrible fever.
Both you and your
We
husband.
both were sick. So we had to fly to Hawaii 3 days before our wedding because you have to get your marriage license several days before the wedding.
Yeah.
I didn't see him the first 3 days that we were there. He was in the bathtub sick for 3 days. And then I was sick the day of our wedding. I got up and did a show with Carrie. That's how dedicated I was. Got up and did a show, was sick, and then we spent our whole honeymoon in bed and not in the way you're supposed to for your honeymoon. Like we've said, we've been married 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've said we need a redo of our honeymoon.
Yeah.
We were
Okay,
sick
well
the whole time.
let's do it on the radio.
Call in from wherever you go.
It was it was interesting to do it. My wife and I guess one of my how many years ago was that?
20 years ago.
So that would have been
I think little Mrs. Bill was with you.
Little Bill.
Little
he's
Bill?
he's 26.
Yeah.
Maybe they were both with us. Anyway,
yeah.
No, she was. So I think it was just. Anyway, my wife was also sick during that trip.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she stayed in the condo most of the time.
Bummer.
Yeah, I need a redo.
I felt great. I had a good time.
I was scared on my wedding because it was snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did snow.
And yours was pandemic.
And it was outdoors.
It was just out. Well, it was 22.
Yeah.
So it was just, but yes, it was outdoors, and you guys were there. And
and
Carrie
it was-
saved part of the day because he held up the lights that my whole group walked under.
It was actually really nice when it snowed. It was kind of.
It looked a lot better when it snowed.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember. I don't think we stuck around too long.
No, I wanted to get a picture with you guys, but I got rushed into the bridal suite for a minute because everybody was going to come bombard me, and I tried really hard to just be like, grab Carrie, Bill, and Gina really fast. But I do have photo evidence of all three of you being
We're there. We're in the crowd.
So
yeah. So listen, Katie. I will never try to claim I wasn't there. I can't foresee.
I wasn't there.
And you brought your wife.
Yes, I can't foresee a time when I would say no. I wasn't there. So
I was glad you guys came.
Of course.
Well, that started off as a email of interest.
Sometimes you don't know where it's going to go. Traffic, and then Bill can tell us what the boners are.
Yes.
We have a rolled semi on the connector ramp, I-84 to go eastbound I-80 at Echo Junction. It appears that the ramp may be completely blocked. Be prepared for detours if you're heading toward Wyoming. And I was looking for people to let me know if that cow trailer that overturned on Parish Lane, if that was still an issue. Haven't heard from anybody. Maybe that means it's not an issue anymore. But you can text us and let us know, 33986. Cabin Fever, locally owned and operated since 1982, located in the heart of Trolley Square. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a gift store.
all right, here we go. This is these are the boner candidates you're going to be voting for. Number 1, dangerous protesters in wheelchairs. Number 2, you remember that gay lover that you never had, Congressman? And boner candidate number 3, your country needs you to report the naysayers.
All right, boner of the day coming up after these messages and a song. You'll get a vote after that. But first, Salt Lake Acting Company.
It's their summer show, The Secret Lives of the Real Wives of the Salt Lake Hive. Now, our Not Safe for Work podcast and performance on Sunday, that's sold out. But fear not. This is running all the way through August 17th. You have plenty of opportunities to see it.
Yeah, I think there are matinees, too, available. This year's musical parody features riffs on musical theater and popular music. This year you'll hear Alpha Male in the style of Macho Man, The Village People, Tithing in the style of Loathing from Wicked, Real Ladies of the Hive in the style, like Lady Marmalade. Yeah, all of those things. They do it so well. They adapt things very well to popular music.
And you can save a little money by using the code X96 at checkout or mention it when you call the box office, and they will treat you like a subscriber. Listeners will get the lowest ticket price available. So use that X96.
And you can bring your own food and drink. Don't forget that. Remember, it's the Salt Lake Acting Company. You go to saltlakeactingcompany.org.
And don't forget, our show on Sunday is sponsored by Booze Teak and Ediplace Cidery.
Missed a morsel of murder from your crime
Anyway, so Pride yesterday, and we still haven't determined really how many years we've done this parade. I don't know as I've ever missed one since we started.
I missed one.
I can't.
Were you out of town?
I was out of town, yeah.
I can't recall missing one. But always a really good time. And I remember the very first time that we did it, I knew that a lot of our listeners would be there. I had a pretty good sense of that, but I was overwhelmed by the reception. And it's just been great every single year. The people, yelling out and calling out to us, and I can't remember anything negative ever happening. It's always just been great.
No, it's always been a good time.
Yeah, and
always beautiful people.
Our friend Stuart Graves. Hi, Stuart. He's probably listening. He's usually up running this time of morning.
Finding money on the
he
ground.
He finds money all the time.
He found a $100 bill the other day.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But he a few days ago posted, this was very nice. He said, do you know who I look forward to most during Pride weekend? Seeing longtime allies and parade participants, Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi, Katie. There's a whole bunch of photos from Pride's past, and he's taken our picture at Pride for years. Too bad these aren't dated.
Yeah.
But if you
did you give one to Katie to put up there?
I did.
They're getting it on.
But
there we go.
If you this
that's
is from
this year.
This is from this year.
This
but
is from Sunday.
It's kind of fun to go through Stuart's Facebook camera roll and see us for several. I mean, he obviously didn't get our picture every year, but there's lots of pictures of us at Pride there. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see a picture from us yesterday and me wearing way too many clothes.
Yeah.
Who's that guy with the gray beard?
That's you.
Ooh, man.
Are you going to get that trimmed and cleaned up?
I don't know.
I thought you were saying you needed some beard grooming.
I need some grooming in general.
Head to toe grooming.
I've got crevices that need to be cleaned out.
You should have went over to the Utah Bears float and asked for some advice.
Oh, did you get a look at those guys? I'm not going to ask them
for grooming advice.
No.
But Carrie, you have your lightsaber umbrella, which you have had at, I don't know if it's been at every Pride, but
no, long time.
Lots of them.
Yeah. It was either that or my Matrix one. And I just grabbed that one.
I like the lightsaber one.
Yeah.
But terrific, and it's always fun to just be, you end up waiting a long time before you start out, and so people come up and chat, and and we see people that we haven't seen for a long time. And it's really
Did you
great.
really go over to the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Tell everybody what you did. By the way, this is like
What I mean,
10
did you
o'clock
go
in
check
the
out the bar?
morning.
It wasn't open.
It wasn't open?
No,
Oh,
there's.
it's a lovely bar.
It's too early.
Oh.
You would have really gone and gotten a drink at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I would have gone to
He's not driving.
a gin and tonic. Sure, why not?
I mean, I picked you up. You weren't
yeah, I would have gone
a morning gin and tonic.
He's not driving.
It was hot, and it was getting to
I mean,
be
like-
11.
I've done that. I don't know why it feels different at the St. Patrick's Day parade when we have coffee and they put a little splash of Irish whiskey in the coffee. Why that seems different than just going over to the bar and getting a gin and tonic at 10 in the morning.
Well, I couldn't because it's
I
not
know,
open till 11.
But you wanted it.
Yeah, sure. I thought, well, I'll just go check and see. The inside of the hotel, that's the Hyatt Regency. Really,
Very nice.
Really nice. Huge lobby. I mean, it's enormous.
Oh no, we missed this. Steph said there was a pop-up bar in front of the Salt Palace. Really?
Yeah,
We missed that.
Yeah, I think somebody's mentioned that to me, but by that time I didn't want to walk down there. So
Well,
I just would get too sleepy.
to me, it wakes me
It
up.
wakes you
Yeah. It's an eye opener. But terrific people. Thank you so much. I have a bone to pick with the Pride organizers.
Oh no!
what's that?
So they have announcer booths, stands. And
This is not their fault.
And they're the ones who do it.
No, we provide them that information.
Yes.
They didn't come
I
up
don't
with
think,
that.
I don't think we gave them anything.
Yeah.
We must not have.
No, that comes from us, not
That
them.
does. Yeah.
If that script came from us,
Yeah.
then somebody needs to have a stern talking to.
Yes.
Yes.
Because Broadway Media.
No one knows who
who's
Broadway
that?
Media is.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's not Pride. That's
No.
no.
Yeah, we provide that.
I thought they wrote the
No,
script.
they don't.
We provide that script.
Well, then somebody here needs to
Yes.
be let go.
Now I know what
It
they
was
were.
that bad.
So they were saying what Bill's talking about is as the parade goes, there are different stations along the way where they have an announcer that tells you what the next entry is into the and when our entry came by, instead of it saying, and up next we have X96 and Radio from Hell and now
Bob and the Mix. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just said Broadway
And
Media.
Big Buddha
Yeah.
and so forth and so on.
and people don't know what that is.
It's Broadway Media bringing together a coalition of good feelings and dance moves for a quarter of a century. What?
It means nothing.
Dreadful.
All right. Traffic.
7:26. It is now time for it is now time for the boner of the day. 3 stupid, dumb, or funny human behaviors. You could decide which one should be boner of the day, 1, 2, or 3. We'll do 2 candidates now, and then 1 after the news, and then it'll be your turn to vote.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Dangerous protesters in wheelchairs. U.S. Capitol Police detained a group of peaceful protesters on Wednesday, including several people in wheelchairs, during a protest over proposed cuts to Medicaid funding.
Scripps really?
It gets better. Scripps News footage shows a crowd of people, some of them in wheelchairs, being zip-tied and escorted out of the Russell Senate Rotunda. The room is part of a Senate office building on Capitol Hill. Protesters shouted slogans, among them "No cuts to Medicaid." During the protest, demonstrators held banners reading, "Senate Republicans, don't kill us, save Medicaid," and $60 million off Medicaid. Video showed Capitol Police confiscating at least 2 of the banners, one of which was briefly unfurled in a staircase in the building. The group organized the demonstration along with allied organizations, including the Service Employees International Union and Planned Parenthood for America. But they were peaceful. Nobody raised their hands. Nobody made an offensive gesture. Nobody looked like they were going to fight. Yeah. There were people. They even zip-tied the people in wheelchairs.
You can see that at x96.com/live. What did they think
There's an old lady.
was going to do?
Is that a lady? That's an old lady.
Man.
It's an old man. They're zip-tying his hands.
The lady is already in zip ties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did they think they were going to do?
You got me.
That's absurd.
Boner candidate number 1. Dangerous protesters in wheelchairs. Boner candidate number 2. You remember that gay lover that you never had, Congressman? Carrie Lake got personal Wednesday during a congressional hearing with a fellow Arizonan. During an exchange with U.S. Representative Greg Stanton, Democrat from Arizona, Carrie Lake brought up reporting of a past rumor of the former Phoenix mayor having a gay lover as an example of what happens when media agencies do not have a check on their content. Lake, the former failed U.S. Senate and gubernatorial candidate in Arizona, is presently serving as a senior advisor at the U.S. Agency for Global Media, which oversees Voice of America, the official international broadcaster of the United States. Carrie Lake warned Congressman Stanton that without proper oversight of content, they could literally put out a lie about anybody here. And I know you've been the victim of that, Congressman. I remember stories about you where they said you had a gay lover.
Oh, so we're passing that around again?
Yeah,
Is that the...
Lake asserted. Stanton responded by asking the committee chairman, please remove Ms. Lake's remarks from the congressional record. Greg Stanton. Lake acknowledged that the rumors about Stanton were lies, but she said
that was the point she was making.
And she said they could still be broadcast on Voice of America without repercussions. You couldn't pick up the phone, Representative Stanton, and call them and say, hey, you're putting out lies about me. You would not be able to do that because they would sue you for breaking the firewall, Lake said. How would you like it if those lies were put on the Voice of America right now? Stanton undoubtedly found the remarks about his sexuality to be defamatory. He's been married to his wife for 20 years. The couple has 2 children together. Stanton got under Lake's skin for highlighting her electoral defeats, particularly her 2022 gubernatorial defeat. You lost fair and square, Ms. Lake, but instead of conceding, you embarrassed yourself and our state by lying. He said, the American people can't believe a word you say. She's just hideous. And to throw something out like that, it had been dead and buried.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
And she now she wants to. Yep. She's saying it to resurrect it, not to make a point about whether how secure Voice of America is. She's doing it to get at him. Boner candidate number 2. Remember that gay lover you never had, Congressman? Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Your country needs you to report the naysayers.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after these This big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Quench your advertising thirst with customized water bottles from Water Specialties, like we have right here, x96.com/live. You can see this lovely Radio from Hell branded water bottle. You could put your business on a water bottle.
I have a KJQ one.
X96.
Or, I mean, KJQ. An X96 one.
You could, or perhaps you have an event.
Yeah.
A wedding.
Yeah,
maybe,
I was going to
or-
say.
I could do a KJQ one.
You could. Your high-quality, personalized logo printed on every bottle filled with purified natural spring water is the perfect way to advertise your business or event. Get a quote by emailing Megan at waterspecialties.net.
News.
Billy Joel fans, get in the mood for 2 long nights with the Piano Man in July.
Well, I thought he wasn't touring.
You know, HBO has set the premiere dates for its 2-part original documentary, Billy Joel and So It Goes. Part 1 will air Friday, July 18th, followed by Part 2 a week later, July 25th. Each part will debut on HBO and streaming service HBO Max and run for about 2.5 hours each, with the full exploration of the iconic musician clocking in at nearly 5 hours. Billy Joel and So It Goes, directed and produced by Susan Lacey and Jessica Levin, I guess. It premiered its first part at the Tribeca Film Festival. Joel himself was unable to attend the opening night screening, announcing just the week before that event that he had been diagnosed with a brain disorder, normal pressure hydroencephalus, leading him to cancel his upcoming concerts and prompting concern from fans. But people who, I'm not a huge Billy Joel fan, but I think he's interesting.
Yeah.
I might watch this.
He's had a life.
Yes, he has. Utah, one of the nation's highest rates of childhood vaccine waivers, with immunization rates plummeting in the wake of the pandemic. Utah's vaccination rates fall far below the 95% needed for herd immunity against highly contagious illnesses like measles. Now, Utah's dominant faith, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has encouraged vaccinations, and that makes some of the conservative members of the church upset. 13% of Utah's waivers last year were religious, up from 5.9% in 2019 per state data released in June. Meanwhile, 84.9% of vaccine waivers were for, quote, personal reasons, down from 91.8% in 2019.
You know where you can't get that? There are several states, I believe California and New York are two of them, where the only exception you can have for vaccinations is for medical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say it's against my religion or I just don't want to. And it shows out in the numbers that it works to have herd immunity if you insist that people be vaccinated.
The Utah last year overtook the waiver rate in Oregon, one of the only states with a higher rate in 2022. 22 Axios analysis of Utah immunization data by zip code showed exemptions after 2020 largely spiked in politically conservative areas.
And before you say, well, it's up to me whether I vaccinate my kids or not, and it only affects me and it only affects them. When you don't have herd immunity for these things, they get passed around to other vulnerable people, babies that haven't had a chance to be vaccinated, older people that are compromised. You being vaccinated is not just about you, it's about caring for your fellow man.
The University of Utah doctor whose research led to a major HIV drug is very worried that federal cuts will stop people from getting this drug. This is Utah Department of Biochemistry in the Spencer Fox Eccles School of Medicine. The researcher, Dr. Wesley Sundquist, his research led to this HIV preventive treatment. He says, and he goes on to talk about how he did it, but Sundquist worries that the U.S. program that could help the drug get to people who really need it, this is the emergency plan for AIDS relief that George W. Bush launched. He says it's losing its resources because the Trump White House is slashing foreign aid and medical funding. So he's afraid that this drug could be just immensely helpful in Africa.
Yeah.
And he's afraid that people won't be able to get it because of federal cuts. NATO allies, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, they held their meetings. Leaders from the bloc of Western nations agreed to spend 5% more of their gross domestic product on defense. So that's a big boost in NATO funding. According to a NATO statement, nations will commit to spending at least 3.5% on core defense requirements. Those nations will allocate an additional 1.5% of their GDP to protect infrastructure, networks, and civil preparedness. Nations will be expected to submit annual plans on defense spending. Nations have until 2035 to reach the 5% target. So NATO nations are really agreeing to beef up their participation. But Mike Lee has introduced a new bill that would require the United States to withdraw from NATO.
And the president agrees.
The bill, which he's not, well, actually, no. Trump is now saying, he was asked, do you support NATO? He said, yes, I wouldn't be here if I didn't support NATO. I do support them, and I applaud their efforts to raise their amount of participation. So he's, at least at this moment, saying, I support it. The bill that Lee Lee named this bill not a trusted organization. You get it? NATO, not a trusted organization. It would require the president to provide notice of the United States withdrawal from the treaty and prohibit the use of U.S. funds from going to NATO budgets. Here's what Lee says, this wonderful student of history. NATO has run its course. The threats that existed at its inception are no longer relevant 76 years later.
It's different
If
threats.
they were, Europe would be paying their fair share instead of making American taxpayers pick up a check for decades. NATO has beefed up their funding. My legislation will put America first by withdrawing us from the raw deal that NATO has become. Mike Lee is not a student of history. Here's the quote. Trump says he was asked, should we withdraw from NATO? No, I stand with it. That's why I'm here, Trump said.
Okay, good.
If I didn't stand with it, I wouldn't be here.
He's talked about
Yes, he
getting out of
has.
it previously.
And finally this, Tito's Vodka is helping out the Wasatch Community Garden. Tito's Vodka. That's pretty interesting. For the fourth consecutive year, Tito's Vodka is teaming up with a local community garden to enhance its ability to deliver fresh produce to neighbors in need. It's been an incredible transformation this past year for the Wasatch Community Garden Urban Farm in Glendale, assisted by Tito's block-to-block program. So apparently they put some funding in there and assist with the garden spaces.
Nice.
Way to go, Tito's Vodka. All right, that's it.
Weather traffic.
66 right now, going to be a high of 93 today, 65 overnight, 95 tomorrow. We could be near 100 by the first part of next week. No rain in sight, no break in sight. That means everything is very dry and crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you care about where you live, don't buy fireworks, please. Just go to I know they're for sale, and it's going to be tempting to set them
They're too
off.
expensive.
There's already a fire that started.
Yeah, in Utah
County, Cedar Ridge.
And you are not supposed to be, even if you buy them, you are not supposed to be setting them off until July 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it anyway. I just go to a professional show, or like Katie said, a drone show.
Yeah.
Don't need to light stuff off in your neighborhood and burn your neighbor's house down. There, that's your mother talking to you. Traffic. Crash southbound I-15, 33rd South, milepost 303. Crash northbound I-15, 80th South, milepost 296. And that accident westbound I-84 up in Summit County, milepost 119 by Echo. Whatever you're seeing, you can text us and let us know, 33986.
All right, here's Boner candidate number 3. Your country needs you to report the naysayers. Visitors to Utah's national parks, monuments, and recreation areas are drawn to the incredible views, but a small sheet of paper posted at locations across the state has received a large amount of recent attention. Following an executive order from Donald Trump, the paper encourages visitors to report anything they see that they believe to be negative about America by scanning a QR code and leaving a comment. While it's required at all locations managed by the National Park Service, Fox 13 has seen the paper posted at Golden Spike National Historical Park in Brigham City, Natural Bridges National Monument in Blanding, Timpanogos Cave National Monument in American Fork. We're really worried that they're asking folks for their opinion on rewriting history, said Cassidy Jones with the National Parks Conservation
I
Association.
see. If they're talking about the history of a place and it's not flattering for some reason.
Zion National Park surrounding areas haven't felt tourism downturn yet. Jones feels that the order made by the administration simply piles on to what's already been a stressful year for park rangers, with sharp cuts affecting staffing and budgets. The idea of posting an 8x11 sheet of paper with a QR code asking visitors to provide opinions about history is ultimately sort of questioning professionalism and tiptoeing dangerously toward rewriting history based on what people are comfortable with as opposed to what is true.
Wow.
It's amazing.
This
it is
is
just
dear
amazing
leader stuff. It really is.
Yes. Anything negative you want to report about this park, or you hear anything negative, your country needs you to report it.
That's the thing about living in this country. You can say negative things about it's your right.
Yep.
To say negative things if you want.
Yes.
About this country.
Yep. Boner candidate number 3, your country needs you to help with reporting naysayers.
All right, let's go through, let's do recap 1 and 2, and then we'll get to voting.
Boner candidate number 1, dangerous protesters in wheelchairs. U.S. Capitol Police detaining a group of peaceful protesters, several of them in wheelchairs, and zip-tying their hands together because I don't know why. Boner candidate number 2, remember that gay lover you never had, Congressman? Carrie Lake trying to besmirch this congressman again with a story that everybody knows is false, but she has to bring it up just to make him look bad, apparently. And Boner candidate number 3, your country needs you to report the naysayers.
Really fast, X poll coming up just after we award the Boner, so 877-602-9696. The question is...
What's a lesson you had to learn the hard way?
All right, coming up after the Boner voting, which is starting now. You can. There's 3 ways to vote. You can text in your vote to 33986. Just vote 1, 2, or 3. Tell us which one you think should win for June 26, 2025. You can also go online over to x96.com. There's a Boner of the Day post right there, and you can cast your vote and tell us which one you think should win. Or you can call in to the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Call, say hi to Dawson, and tell him which candidate you think should be Boner of the Day for today. You only have about 4 minutes or so go now, vote.
The wait is over.
8, it is now time to award the Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by... What did I have for dinner last night? I know. Orange chicken with udon noodles. Orange,
yum.
Yeah.
And before I read the sponsor, X-Poll starting right after this. We're looking for your answers to the question, what's the lesson you learned the hard way? 877-602-9696. Boner of the Day also brought to you by Don't Pay for Tires and Oil Changes Ever Again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new and used Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Well, it was kind of low voting today. All of the candidates were under 100 votes. Usually we have at least one that breaks 100. But it was sort of a battle between Boner candidate number 1, dangerous protesters in wheelchairs, and number 3, your country needs you to report the naysayers. But winning by about 30 votes was Boner candidate number 1, dangerous protesters in wheelchairs.
That is your Boner of the Day, now being added to Boner of the Week, which will be awarded by Dave the Flower Guy tomorrow around 9:40-ish. But also coming up, the Boner Recap at 9 o'clock. So,
all right.
Now it is this sponsored, Gina?
Yeah, catch All Time Low October 16th at the Union. Tickets on sale now. Get information and ticket links at x96.com. And we'll have All Time Low tickets to give away for the Boner Recap later.
Perfect. All right, X-Poll.
It is the Radio from Hell X-Poll. Your participation on the phone is really requested. 877-602-9696 is the number. You can text if that's the only way you can do it. 33986, but we do prefer your phone calls on the X-Poll, 877-602-9696. The question is, what is the lesson you had to learn the hard way? And I've been thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Any life lesson I have ever encountered is a lesson that I've had to learn the hard way.
You didn't just have somebody say, Bill, you really shouldn't do that, and you didn't do it. You had to actually do it.
Right, yeah.
Don't touch that hot stove, Bill.
No, I was that sort of kid growing up. It was, well, you shouldn't do that. Well, I wonder why. Or maybe I'll find out. And I would always find out the hard way. Yeah.
877-602-9696. Somebody texted in, my hard lesson was that condoms are not always effective birth control. I love my 31-year-old son, but being a teen mom was rough.
You know, that's weird because I think they're supposed to be like 98% effective or something like that.
Any birth control, actually, this is a good time to mention this. Here's Mom again.
Mm-hmm.
Any birth control is only as effective as you are good at using it.
Yes.
You can put a condom on wrong.
That's true.
I mean, you can skip a day of your birth control and screw it up. So when they say it's effective, it is if you use it 100% properly, 100% of the time.
I couldn't find a condom that would fit. They were always way too loose, and they would just fall off. I couldn't.
I'd like to use one.
But don't they make them smaller?
We've got a call.
Let's go. Hey,
Tim.
Hi, Tim the Tree Guy. Good morning.
How are we this morning?
Fine. Tim, I'm guessing that you've had to learn several lessons the hard way.
Yeah, my life is the hard way. But one word, and this is from my childhood on up, I had to learn gravity.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect thing to learn for a guy who climbs trees.
Yeah.
It started as a child. I was constantly trying to fight it, and man, you just can't win.
No, gravity will always win.
You jumped off the roof when you were a kid, didn't
I
you?
did.
You were one of those kids.
I did.
You bet your ass I did.
I did too. Tim? Did you do the thing where if it was a windy day, you'd get up on a roof or something with your coat, and then you'd put hold your coat out, so that the wind would maybe catch it, and then jump to see if you could. Yeah.
No, but I tried it with an umbrella.
I was going to say Mary Poppins it. That's what us kids did.
Yeah. I did that. I did that sort of man. We were really stupid.
We also didn't have a lot of TV to teach us anything, so we had to learn it.
877-602-9696.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Thanks, Tim.
Come on, Katie, TV, that's where I learned to smoke. Come on. 877-602-9696. That's the number. What kind of lessons have you learned the hard way.
Terrence texted in, I'm not going into details, but drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are bad.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Someone else says, I had to touch the glowing red-hot coals on my stove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder if those are, yes.
I knew a lot of kids that didn't believe the cigarette lighters in older cars, and so they'd turn it on and then they'd touch it, and I
had a burn from a cigarette lighter in a car.
Yeah.
877-602-9696 is the number. It's the Radio from Hell X-Poll. You can also text us 33986.
If the phones hang up on you, please call back. We're having some phone issues, as always.
Is that what's going on?
Yes.
So if the phone hangs up on you, just try it again. We're not hanging up on you.
No.
We love
and
you.
Generally, you will get through the second time you try. So 877-602-9696.
Somebody says, don't go down ladders the wrong way. I felt a little to go off a platform dive at lava, and I chickened out. I went down the wrong way and fell off the ladder, hit my head on the cement on the way down.
Ouch.
I know exactly that high dive at lava. Oh. I too climbed up that ladder and went to the edge and looked over and went, nope, can't do it. Went and I climbed back down.
Somebody else says, my hard lesson is I need to go through with what I promised to do, but soon after the promise, I've given a gift of dinner or an event to a family member, and they've passed away before I was able to give the gift. So don't wait.
Let's go to line one. It's
Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Where are you calling from?
Calling from the freeway.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you before you tell us did you try and call once and did it hang up on you?
No, it went right through.
Okay, good.
All right. So what lesson did you learn the hard way?
I learned hose clamp maintenance is very, very important on a motorhome.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hose
Yes, it is.
clamp maintenance.
Tell us what it resulted in.
It was after Country Jam, and we were dumping the motorhome. I had a motorhome full of friends, and they all had their little heads hanging out the window watching me empty the motorhome like a whole bunch of puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I know, the hose came off and poop went everywhere.
The poop flew. Yeah. And it was all all
terrible.
over you as well?
I backed up, but it went everywhere, and there was a line of like 100 people on either side, and it was a mess.
You learned it the hard way.
Hose clamp maintenance.
I did. Mm-hmm. It's very important.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, jeez.
Gross. Let's see. I had to learn that 9-volt batteries don't feel good on your tongue.
Nope.
Well, I kind of like that.
And bug zappers don't feel great either. Yeah, don't put stuff like that.
I kind of like the 9-volt battery on your tongue.
Is it just like a pick-me-up for you?
Yeah, it kind of just gives me a little, woo.
Someone says, love isn't enough to make a relationship work. Pick a partner who works as hard as you do.
Yep. All right, who's ever on line one?
Hang on.
We have to take a break here, and then we'll come back with your stories. What lesson did you have to learn the hard way?
877-602-9696. Traffic, we've got a crash southbound I-15 6 south in Salt Lake off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 33rd south, milepost 303. And northbound I-15 80 is south off to the right shoulder. Be part of the Not Safe for Work Uncensored Radio from Hell podcast. Here's how you can be part of it. You can still enter to win for that VIP table. We have the contest going on. It's sold out, by the way. You can't buy tickets, but you can enter to win for the VIP table for 4 stage side for the podcast recording and performance. It's Salt Lake Acting Company's summer show running through August 17th, powered by Booze Teak and Etta Place Cidery.
All right, Robin, hang on the line. We'll come back to you in just a second.
Yes, X-Poll will continue after these messages and Salt Lake Film Society.
Yes, that's a Broadway Center Cinemas. Bill was just there seeing 28 Years Later.
Yes. Yep.
So they do first-run movies like that, and they also do special programming like their Summer Showdown. This is a fun thing they do all summer long. They pit 2 movies. They have similar themes against each other, and we're trying to find out the king of summer. And we do that by putting butts in seats for these movies. So if they're your favorites, if you've never seen them on the big screen, or maybe it's been a long time since you have, you need to go. This weekend, it's Bugs Are Here to Kill You edition. It's Arachnophobia. I still think about that movie when I take a shower.
Isn't Julian Sands in that?
He might be.
Yeah.
And Starship Troopers, another great movie.
Yeah.
You should go see both of them. They're playing both Fridays and Saturdays. You can find out all those times, as well as if you want to see the new 28 Years Later, or if they've got other stuff going on. You can find out all of the movie listings and buy your tickets at slfstix.org.
Coming up this Sunday.
Six.
802.
Julius in Uinta is participating in the X poll via text. We prefer your phone calls, though. 877-602-9696. But even if you're from Uinta, you can text 33986.
All right, we do have a couple of phone calls, and there are lines available, 877-602-9696. And again, our phones are being really wonky, so if you dial in and it hangs up on you, just try again and you should get through. What is a lesson that you had to learn the hard way? Let's go to
Robin.
Robin. Good morning, Robin. Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I'm calling from Midvale, Utah.
Okay, Robin, what lesson did you learn the hard way?
When you're done cooking on a gas stove, right after you turn off the burner, don't pick up that rack burner with your bare hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
You think, well, the flame is gone. It must be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good sense and reason had just abandoned me in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a few fingerprints missing.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no.
I think I've actually done that myself. I think I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Something weird takes over.
Yeah. Thank you, Robin.
Thanks, Robin.
Of course.
877-602-9696.
We got Louise here.
Yes.
Hi, Louise.
Hello.
Hi. How are you today?
I am just wonderful. How are you?
I know you're wonderful.
Where are you calling from, Louise?
Calling from Salt Lake.
Okay.
What's the lesson you had to learn the hard way?
My hard lesson was why you should never use a curling iron naked.
Now I've had the curling iron like get the side of your head,
Or
you
like
know,
the back of
your
your neck.
temple.
Yeah.
But
What?
did you drop it? Is that what happened?
I did.
Oh,
It started
no.
to slip out of my hand, and as I fumbled with it, it ended up against one of my boobs, and it was a terribly painful burn that lasted for weeks.
Oh.
Don't be naked with a curling.
All right.
And just let the curling iron drop.
Yep,
Yeah.
don't try
Yeah.
to grab it.
Come back.
Yeah.
No, don't try to grab it.
Although, Louise, I want to thank you for putting certain images in my mind right now. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye, Louise.
Bye.
Don't catch a knife that you drop.
No.
Yeah, people.
I got 6 stitches a couple years ago from that one.
Let's go to Adam. Hi, Adam. What lesson did you learn the hard way?
Pay your tickets on time. You get a ticket, just pay it, get it over with.
It can get way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Did you let just one pile up or more? Or?
Yeah, I was young, multiple tickets on the same deal, and yeah, it might be somewhere where you don't want to be for a short period of time.
So you ended up going to jail for a period of time.
Yes, sir,
Wow.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
And that's really stupid, isn't it? I mean, it's you're
Really stupid.
You must be sitting there in jail going, God, how stupid can I be? I could have just paid him.
Yep, and it would have saved me a long time.
Yeah.
Misery.
Yeah. Well, Adam, I'm glad you learned.
Young and kids out there, pay your tickets.
Yeah. Okay. Good advice. Thanks, Adam. See ya.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I had one that that just occurred to me. It's a lesson that I learned and it's also a lesson that my brother learned.
Oh, okay.
So my brother stole my peanut butter sandwich, and I was chasing him to get it back, and he was at the back door, which was a glass, kind of one of those glass screen doors, and I kicked him. And I kicked him into the glass door, which shattered and cut his hip open so badly he started bleeding profusely, and we had to rush him to the hospital.
How much trouble
for
did
stitches.
you get in for that?
Oh, plenty. But so the lesson I learned that lesson the hard way: don't kick your brother into a glass door. But on the other side, he learned don't steal your brother's peanut butter sandwich.
You could end up in the hospital.
Because you could end up in the hospital.
Exactly.
Texter says, have an affair with a coworker.
Oh.
Yeah.
I lost a 15-year career.
Oh, man.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
My sister was curling her hair and warned me it was hot and not to touch it, so my defiant 4-year-old self decided to grab it and hang on and not let go. It was horrible.
Let's go to Julie on line 1. Hi, Julie.
Hey guys, it's Julie, Doctor Who fan.
Uh-huh.
My lesson I learned was don't do a karate kick if you don't know how.
What were you kicking?
Well, so my brother, I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
My brother grabbed my leg from behind, was holding it up in the air, and I thought I'll just kick him with the other leg.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, I landed on my face.
Yeah. There was nothing there. You just there was nowhere to go but plop on your face. Yep, I can picture it.
Yeah. I thought my other leg would drop, but nope, didn't happen.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
Bye.
877-602-9696. What lesson did you learn the hard way?
Somebody says, I learned my hard lesson about scammers. I lived in Florida, and people pulled up to my apartment complex and said they had amazing speakers in their car to sell me, only $200. I said, gosh, I don't have any cash. And they drove me in their car to the bank to withdraw money. Don't buy
idea.
things
Really?
from people in parking lots. I didn't believe the tongue on the frozen pole from Christmas Story was accurate, so I tried it.
It is.
And then you don't have any taste buds for a while.
Woodworker Willie says, learn to not get your fingers too close to moving blades.
Yeah, that.
Twice.
Yeah.
Have high standards for the people you date.
Yes.
I had to learn that just because it smells tasty, it is not always tasty. I tried to eat fruit-scented soap from Bath & Body Works as a kid. Well, that smells good.
Yeah, sometimes there are, cosmetic products that smell so good you could almost eat them.
Chef Roy said, I had to have been 5 in the backseat of my parents' friend's car and stuck my finger in the cigarette lighter. I never told my parents about it. Saying I know my car when running out of gas.
Yep. I did that with my old scooter. I had a tiny 150cc scooter, and I was like, we're fine. Yeah. And half my dials didn't work.
Yeah.
Nope, ran out of gas.
Not fine. Let's see. I learned as a young woman, I'm now in my 40s, that trust needs to be earned, not given. I was young and naive, and I was prime prey for ill-intentioned older men.
I'm sorry.
On the plus side, it taught me to be a pretty good judge of character.
Don't cook bacon in the nude, says Trav, the trash man.
I learned the hard way after providing entirely for my wife. The court doesn't give you any credit for all the past years of support. They just see it as precedent for alimony you'll have to pay. Yikes.
Bitter divorce.
If your girlfriend is on antibiotics, then the pill isn't effective.
Yeah.
I have
Is
a
that
gorgeous
true?
daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I have a gorgeous daughter, but I was too young to be a dad.
They warn you
Yes.
when you're on to use secondary birth control when you're on antibiotics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Don't put a hot glass pan in cold water. Yeah, it will explode.
I have watched that happen.
Let's see. Hard lesson learned. Always keep your kids on a floating near a pool. My child fell in and I had to rescue her.
Teach them to swim. Get them in swimming lessons.
877-602-9696 is the number if you have. We're just about out of time.
Just about out of time.
But if you have a hard lesson that you'd like to tell us about, we'd like to hear from you.
Oh, no. Don't cut jalapeno peppers and then scratch your eyes or other sensitive areas on your body.
Yep.
I think we've all been there, made that mistake once or twice.
I have.
I'm an electrician. Always use your tester to make sure a circuit is not energized. That's Brian of Logan.
Well, now everybody's calling in.
Yeah, come on, you guys. What, you're late to the party here.
Make sure hedge clippers are off before you grab it 16 stitches later on the tip of my finger.
That's a terrible idea.
Most of the time that I've had to have stitches, it's because I've done something stupid.
Grab something you shouldn't. Put your hand somewhere.
Yeah, or tried to pry open a can that was partially open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
or grabbed it. Haven't you grabbed a knife before, like Katie was saying?
Yes, I have.
Mine was a soccer reflex, but I'm glad I didn't kick it.
Let's go to Tori on line 1.
A little bit.
Tori.
Hi, Tori. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Salt Lake.
Okay, and what did you learn the hard way?
I learned that an oven and a kiln are two very different things, and setting your oven to 500 degrees and trying to bake your high school project is not a good idea.
Wow, what happened?
What?
It exploded everywhere.
Really?
My project that I worked on for 2 months.
Oh man.
Jeez.
And I had to clean broken glass out of the oven.
Oh.
Well, sorry, Tori. How long ago was that?
That was about 7 years ago.
Oh, you're fine now.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
you, Tori.
Tori.
See ya.
And we can move this over to social media if people want to still participate. What's the lesson you learned the hard way?
I will go share it around after the show.
Thank you.
All right, that is your X poll. now coming up after these messages and a song, it's going to be Beat Gina. So you can call to try and beat Gina over some trivia, and you could win
a really big prize. It's the X Games.
Yes.
It starts tomorrow and runs through the 29th, and there are 2 concerts that go on. So not only are you getting tickets to the X Games, you're going to see Deadmau5 on Friday and Sublime on Saturday.
Yeah, so call in 877-602-9696. Call to play Beat Gina. The earlier you call, the better chance you have of winning. Traffic, Gina.
Yeah, we got a crash northbound I-15 University Parkway in Orem, milepost 269. Crash southbound I-15 at 6 South, milepost 307, off to the right shoulder. And a crash southbound I-15 at 33rd South in Salt Lake, milepost 303. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Don't miss Polyrhythmics with Super Bubble Saturday, June 28th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, Beat Gina after these messages and a song, 877-602-9696. Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer, Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. A nice thing about Stockton 12 Honda is their service department. They do have same-day service available. If you call today, you can probably get an appointment to have your car looked at today. Now, you don't have to have bought the car at Stockton 12 Honda to utilize their service department, and it is a good one, a really good one. They have service specials for the month, and you can go online to see what the service special is. Go to Stockton, 12honda.com. You can also schedule a service appointment online with that website. See how their service pricing compares to the competition. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Go to Stockton, 12honda.com today, and check out their express service. It's quick and easy and affordable for oil changes, tire rotations, brake inspections, and more. Call Stockton 12 Honda today. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. I was looking at the news yesterday, or going through some stories to try and get them ready for today, and I saw this one. 20-year-old Jackson Lewis is one of the newest members of the Canyon School District Board of Education. He's the first board member to be a graduate of the school district, which opened in 2009. Canyon School District Board member Jackson Lewis understands what life is like for students in the district. That's because less than 2 years ago, he was one of the students. 20-year-old graduated from Hillcrest High in 2023. He said, "I'm excited to serve and be able to make changes for the people, my community." The described policy nerd got interested in running for the school board when he was 17. It says here that the headline says, "Meet the queer 20-year-old joining the Canyon School District Board of Education." And I thought, wait a minute, I know that guy
right there.
I know that guy. He was on our show.
Yeah.
He came. We did this. Go ahead, Gina.
Oh, just during the election, we opened it up and said, if you're running for office, get a hold of Katie, and if we can find time to get you on, we'll get you on.
We don't care what party you're
from. For anything. And Jackson contacted Katie. And
then I started thinking about it, and I said, wait a minute. Natalie Pinckney, she has been, she was sworn in on Monday as the winner of the
council seat.
Salt Lake County Council at large. She's the counselor. She won the council at large. Natalie Pinckney, also on our show.
Yeah, we love her.
Huang Win.
Yes.
Longtime friend of the program.
Came in and was on our show, and she was elected to the...
She was. Oh, good.
And
to
actually,
the House of Representatives, District 23.
When Hong was here, she said, listening to your show is what got me interested in local politics.
So there's three right there. I think the world-famous Radio from Hell show, we're kingmakers. That's what we are.
Well, we don't bat 1,000.
I was going to say we can't say king makers because of Brian King.
We don't.
So king makers doesn't quite.
Yeah.
I mean, odds are good, but it's not perfect.
But I think that's three. We had three, and there might have been another one that I just don't remember.
Spencer Cox.
Well, I mean just this election cycle.
Okay.
I was just thinking about it, and I don't know. No, we did not make Spencer Cox governor.
I disagree.
No, we didn't.
I disagree. First
Well,
go around.
Yeah, no.
I'm not kidding. I think him being on this show made him palatable.
It didn't
to
hurt.
People
It humanized him.
It didn't hurt.
I think for people that were on the fence.
Yeah, but he ran against Greg Hughes and those people.
It didn't hurt.
Yeah,
it didn't hurt, but I don't think and I don't want to take credit for it anyway. Even if it was us, I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty nice. Natalie Pinckney and Mr. Lewis.
I love that more young people are getting involved. We need more young people.
Well, you want to see their spirits broken early? Is that what it is?
I love that they're passionate about it, and I mean that takes effort to. That's not just waking up one morning and say, you know what, I want to be on the school board. That took effort.
Lewis is the youngest person to be elected to public office in Utah.
Really?
Yeah. I guess, let's see, I think he was the youngest person to be elected to a public office in Utah.
Excellent.
And Natalie Pinckney, she's dynamic. She's
great.
do well. People seem to really like her. And
Yeah, I look forward to her future, seeing what happens with her. She's fascinating.
she got style, too.
Yeah, if you're ever sad about the state of things, there are glimmers of hope and people that are willing to run and be progressive and bring new ideas and not be status quo there are things to make us feel better.
Our friend Hong Win,
she's great too.
She radiates kindness and an exceptional intelligence. I mean, she just you talk to her and look at her and listen to what she says and go, yeah, that's one smart cookie there.
And her family is like epitome American dream kind of thing. They were refugees, going from refugees to being successful business owners.
Well, they were from Los Angeles, or they were from Vietnam originally, and then her father was murdered in L.A. Remember that story? And then they came to Utah, and they've done very, very well business wise. And now she's in the state legislature.
Oh. Well, next time, I guess we should have had Kamala Harris on. Maybe that would have helped.
Might have helped.
Because on this day in 1955, Mick Jones was born. Not only the Clash, but Big Audio Dynamite.
Nice. Is this sponsored?
X Games brings its electrifying action sports festival to Salt Lake City with 3 days of motocross, BMX, and skateboarding competitions at Utah State Fair Park. June 27th through the 29th, plus performances from Deadmau5 Friday and Sublime Saturday the 28th. You can find out more information about that show at x96.com.
Do I go now?
Yes, now.
Okay. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, for Sun Sweet Prunes. We'll get to beat Gina in just a moment, but oh, the possibilities of prunes. Experts agree prunes are an important part of a healthy diet. Prunes are always good for you, and they're even better when you eat them every single day. And there are so many ways you can enjoy prunes, including prune juice. That's why at Sunsweet they say, it feels good to feel good.
You know, Johnny, my grandfather, Grandpa Barberi,
yes,
prune farmer.
Oh.
Lovely.
Not dried plums. They're different things.
They're prunes. It feels good to feel good. That's why prunes are the feel-good fruit. And now it's, some people don't like wrinkled fruit. I understand that. And now it's my great pleasure to not introduce Kerry Jackson because he's not here.
No, you're going to pull double duty again.
I'm going to be the MC today, and it will continue until Kerry returns, I believe, on Monday.
Yes.
So do we have a contestant?
We have David.
David, good morning. Welcome to Beat Gina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine. As a matter of fact, I feel good because it's good to feel good.
It is good to feel good.
That's why I eat the feel-good fruit. You know what that is, David?
I have no idea.
It's a prune.
It's prunes.
It's a prune.
Prunes. Do you eat prunes, David?
No, but I probably should.
You
Just
should.
regular here.
Yeah, you should. It keeps you real regular. Now, we're going to play the game, David, and you could win a prize here on Beat Gina. And what is that prize?
Tickets to the X Games, which include the 2 concerts, Deadmau5 and Sublime.
All right, David, you can win. Hoo-hoo, indeed. You could. That woo-hoo would have been much more vigorous if you'd eat prunes. Really. All right, David.
It probably should be.
Yeah, the way we're going to play the game here is that we'll toss a coin to see who goes first, and you will get to call it. And if you go first, that's really the advantage in the game. But we're going to play to 3 points. For instance, if you go first and you get the question wrong, then that means that Gina will be able to steal your point away, and whoever gets to 3 points first wins. And so it goes quickly sometimes. All right, David, call the coin toss in the air, please.
Heads.
Heads.
It is heads.
Oh, Katie dropped it on the floor, but it's heads.
David, you get to go first. And now be careful because Gina will listen carefully. And if she knows the answer, if you don't get it, she knows the answer, you're probably screwed. I guess I shouldn't say it that way, should I? No.
Well, I tried very, very hard to make this trivia hard.
All right. This is trivia for 28 Days Later, the zombie movie that was released I think 23 years ago, something like that. All right, David, here it is. The first question is for you. For the filming of 28 Days Later, director Danny Boyle wanted to cast people that would be interesting to watch as infected. What occupation did Danny Boyle, or what kind of person did Danny Boyle seek for the casting? Was it number 1, athletes, number 2, sumo wrestlers, number 3, Mike Lee, senator from Utah, or number 4, Drake?
Well, as much as I would like it to be number 3, I think it would be number 1.
You're correct. Athletes.
That's 1 for David. It is now Gina's question.
All right, Gina.
Yeah?
Again, 28 Days Later. An alternative ending to the movie shows what scene? Number 1, Jim dying in a hospital. 2, Hannah attending to Jim in a hospital. Number 3, Jim finding out what Soylent Green is? Or number 4, at the end of the movie, a small group of survivors blasts off for a new life on Diarrhea Planet?
Well, this is hard because it could be 1, it could be 2. I'm just going to say it's 1.
You are correct.
Phew.
That's the alternative ending, Jim dying in a hospital.
I feel like it would end the movie at the very
It would end
beginning.
the franchise.
Yeah.
It would...
That's 1-1. It is now David's question.
All right, back to you, David. Let's see. In Brazil and Latin America, 28 days later was released under what alternative title? They didn't use that title. They used a different title in Brazil and Latin America. Was it number 1, Run, Zombie, Run? Number 2, Extermination? Number 3, The Search for Curly's Gold? Or number 4, Splat, the movie?
Sounds like number 2.
Extermination is correct.
All right. David has the lead, but it is Gina's question to tie it up.
All right, Gina.
Okay.
When Jim finds his parents dead in their bedroom,
Yes.
they're holding a picture.
Yes.
What does the last sentence read?
The last sentence of the picture?
Is that what that means, Katie? You.
Yes, it's. I can
picture,
explain it
it's
after.
It's a picture that has some writing on it.
It is.
All
Okay.
right. So what does the last
Okay.
sentence read? Number 1, now I lay me down to sleep with a bag of peanuts at my feet. If I die before I wake, I leave them to my Uncle Jake. Number 2, hey, do you smell something funny? Number 3, don't wake up. Or number 4, this is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper.
3?
That's correct. Don't wake up.
It is a picture of them all together with Jim. They know Jim to be in the hospital asleep.
Oh, they want him not
They're
to
saying,
wake up.
"Don't wake up! It's a zombie apocalypse."
Okay.
That's what that is for.
All right.
All right. What's the score?
It's all tied up 2-2. It is David's question, though.
All right, David, you could win on this question, so be careful. Let's see. Let's find. Let's see. Find a sort of a hard question here for you.
It's a good prize. It should be a hard question.
All right. We'll do this one. The chef at the Barricade was cooking up, quote, something special. What was the chef cooking up? Was it number 1, an Arby's-style roast beef sandwich? Number 2, Ina Garten's 3 amazing ingredient dinner that you can cook once a week?
That'd be handy.
Number 3, rotten eggs? Or number 4, rancid spam?
I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I think it's number 4.
Rancid spam? No, I'm sorry, it's not.
That's a good band name.
And
though.
now,
All right, Gina, you could win.
Gina
Oh, it's
win.
bad eggs.
Rotten eggs.
You are
That's
correct.
Gina wins the game, David. You played a valiant game, but sorry.
Oh,
So close.
So close.
David, you seem like a nice person. Are you a nice person?
I would like to think so.
Well, then
Well, just go ahead and think that.
while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and give you these X Games tickets, even though I beat you, because I'm a nice person.
Oh, thank you. You're an angel.
She is an angel, isn't she? All right, David, hang on the line, and somebody in the control room will tell you what you need to do to get your tickets for the X Games.
Yes.
Listen, I've had too many prunes. I got to go before I lose it.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Headed to Diarrhea Planet.
Big boy news now brought to you by
Shark Summer at Clark Planetarium has finally surfaced. See Shark Kingdom 3D on the giant IMAX screen. Snap a selfie with the 11-foot shark. Enjoy shark-themed snacks and gifts. It's all happening all summer long at Clark Planetarium.
Oh, what do people want at the movies? I mean, you'd think that Brad Pitt and race cars would be just the thing, right? Yeah. Think of Ford versus Ferrari, a great film that tantalized audiences not that long ago. But so far, ticket sales for Apple's F1, directed by Josh Kosinski, they're saying the ticket pre-sales are slow. Looking at seat maps for Thursday preview night, there's concerning news. The film has a $200 million budget, maybe more for marketing and promotion. And, of course, IMAX theaters are selling out, but that's to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect IMAX movie shot for just that purpose. But movies can't live by IMAX alone. Most theater complexes don't have IMAX, and that's where the trouble is looming. There are lots of empty seats in theaters still for the standard or laser screenings. Example, the laser show at 7 p.m. on Friday, AMC Empire 25, empty so far. And apparently that's a great place to see the movie if you can't see it in IMAX. And I don't know I don't know what a laser showing of a movie is.
I don't know either.
It's not like F1 doesn't have great reviews. It's 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. There's no doubt the exit cards will be positive, but Apple has never had a movie this big. Even though Warner Brothers is distributing F1, it's Apple's movie to market. Maybe Apple TV subscribers think that they can wait to see it at home.
Oh, well, no, this is the kind of thing you want to see on a big screen.
I mean, I would hope that that's not what they're thinking. To quote the press releases, the movie utilizes a custom-built race car and a new camera system to capture speed and intensity of Formula One racing. So we'll see.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool.
I haven't seen a movie in IMAX for. I generally don't do it, but I think I went to see Pacific Rim in IMAX.
It's been a while, yeah.
A cargo ship carrying 3,000 automobiles has sunk off the coast of Alaska. It was carrying 3,000 new vehicles, and it sank about 450 miles west of Adak, a remote island off Alaska's southwestern coast. The Coast Guard said 70 of the vehicles were fully electric vehicles, 700 of them were hybrids. 2 salvage vessels, Garth Foss and salvage worker, remain on the scene. They're conducting continuous assessments of the area with pollution-responsible equipment on board to respond to any potential signs of pollution, which could happen. An oil spill response vessel is also expected to arrive. The safety of the responders remains our top priority. By the way, there were 22 crew members on the ship, the cargo ship, and all of them used a lifeboat and were rescued by a nearby vessel. It is not clear, at least of the writing in this story, what caused this ship to sink.
Well, and I mean, obviously those cars are ruined, but can they salvage them and recycle?
Don't know.
Parts of them?
Don't know. I think the big worry is that if there was oil and gas in the cars, and there are all kinds of other pollutants but 3,000 cars, geez.
It doesn't say what kind of cars?
It just says some of them were electric and some of them weren't.
I just meant what brand.
No, it doesn't say. Let's see. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to fit all Americans with a tracking device within the next 4 years.
So the new nominated Surgeon General is a kook.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother owns some wearable company,
some wearable, like an
Apple Watch or
yeah.
Okay.
The health.
I'm sure there's no connection there.
The Health and Human Services Secretary revealed his plans during a House hearing yesterday, saying that the devices like Apple Watch, Fitbit, Whoop, and Oura Ring were key to the MAHA agenda, Make America Healthy Again. MAHA. He said the technology would help people lose weight, exercise more regularly, as well as take control of their health and encourage good judgments about their diets, about their physical activity, about the way they live their lives. In an effort to get a smartwatch, Ring, or monitor on every American, RFK Jr. said he is planning to launch one of the biggest advertising campaigns in history to encourage more people to wear the devices, which range from $99 to nearly $800. He said officials were exploring how the government could perhaps pay for the devices for some Americans.
How about you just pay for regular old-fashioned health care? How about if you're paying for stuff, how about we do that?
Some commentators have called the move unusual for the health secretary, who has previously railed against a surveillance state. There is some worry that the government would be able to track people.
The health of people.
Yeah, track people wearing these watches. I don't know. 38 brands and hundreds of devices to choose from on the market, ranging from $99 to $100. $200 a year on a subscription model. I'm trying to see if it says anything about the person you were mentioning that had.
I'll see if I can find that.
Doesn't say. I think it. Oh, wait a minute. Surgeon General Casey
There you go.
Means has praised wearables, calling them the most powerful technology for generating the data awareness to rectify our bad energy crisis in the Western world. Means is regularly pictured with a large gold ring on her index finger, which has a similar appearance to an Oura Ring, a wearable that costs up to $400 or $549. She's also co-founder of a company,
There we go.
Levels, that sells continuous glucose monitors and other wearable health trackers.
Yep.
Customers are asked to subscribe to the service for $199 a year to receive the trackers.
Don't tell me that's not part of it.
Yeah. Gina,
Mm-hmm.
so after a weeks-long manhunt, authorities in Washington state say they don't have any evidence that a man accused of killing his 3 young daughters remains alive or in the area. Despite that, the Kittitas, I think it is, County Sheriff's Office said they will continue looking for the suspect, Travis Caleb Decker. According to a press release, Decker's wanted on 3 counts of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. At this time, there is no certain evidence that Decker remains alive or in this area. Seemingly strong early leads gave way to less convincing proofs over the last 2 weeks of searching. I think they're saying they don't have anything.
They don't know.
They don't have anything at all. He's accused of killing his 3 daughters, Peyton, 9, Evelyn, 8, and Olivia Decker, 5. A judge has blocked Donald Trump's order to end collective bargaining rights for federal workers. Coalitions of unions representing nearly 1 million federal workers requested the preliminary injunction, and they've got it. Judge James Donato, an appointee of Barack Obama, issued the preliminary injunction. The injunction will remain in place through a July 17th hearing. It looks like Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry are breaking up.
Oh, no.
I thought it was a marriage made in heaven.
Well, they weren't married. They were engaged.
Oh.
They have a kid.
They have an on-again, off-again relationship, but a pair says that Katy and Orlando have split completely, but they're amicable.
Is it Splitsville? Is that what it is?
I think so. No more canoodling for them. It's not contentious at the moment, said an insider of the former couple. They have a 4-year-old daughter, Daisy Bloom. Katy is, of course, upset, but relieved to not have to go through another divorce, as that was the worst time of her life.
She was married to Russell Brand.
Yeah.
I know.
Ew.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong with Katy Perry, and I think it took Orlando Bloom a while before he figured it out.
Wait a minute. There's something
Yeah,
wrong
there's
with
something
you.
wrong with this lady. What am I doing here, he said.
I don't like her because she was harassing those nuns trying to buy their convent. That's why I don't like her.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave the nuns alone.
I think there are plenty of reasons to not like her. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic?
Ace Bailey, much to his dismay, picks number 5 by the Jazz. There's all these memes where he's just like, he does not look happy about it. I'm going to try to be positive about it and hope that he comes here and falls in love with Utah like other people have, or maybe they'll trade him.
Name 2.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that. Weather. Warm and getting warmer. Please don't buy fireworks and light them off, please. There's no rain in sight. We just are getting drier and drier. 93 today for a high, 95 tomorrow. Overnight lows in the 60s. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15, mile plus 288, 146 south. Northbound I-15 at 33rd South, there is a trailer bed sitting in traffic, and it is in the middle of I-15. So it's backing 3 right lanes. Traffic is back to 53rd South in Murray. And whatever you're seeing, you can share it with us. We had a couple people text in about that trailer in the middle of the freeway. If you see something, let us know. 33986 Haster Games. For board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more, Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
All right, coming up after these messages, Robert Gerke is here to give us our Salt Lake update. So...
96.
8:46. Is this sponsored?
Yeah, don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new and used Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gurky! Gurky! Radio from Hell on X96.
It is Robert Gurky, columnist and reporter for the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
So we were talking off the air, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And dinosaur skeletons. What's going on with this?
Yeah, it's a little bit outside of my normal political beat.
It's because I'm in here.
Yeah,
I understand.
It's a Katie special. Although there are a lot of dinosaurs in politics here as well.
Yes.
So this was kind of surprising. In a couple weeks, I think it's July 9th, that Sotheby's is going to be auctioning off this skeleton of a Ceratosaurus, which is it's in Jurassic Park. It's this sort of smaller scale version of the Allosaurus. It's got this big horn on its nose, and it's a pretty, and this is an impressive skeleton. There are only 4 skeletons on the planet,
complete ones.
Yeah.
How big is this dinosaur?
Well, so this one. What makes this one unique is it's a juvenile, so it's smaller than the larger versions of them. It's a little over 6 feet tall, about 11 feet long.
Okay.
And mostly, I'm not mostly intact, but largely intact. And the skeleton had been down at Thanksgiving Point, their Museum of Ancient Life, for over 20 years. And last year they sold it to a guy who used to work at Thanksgiving Point, and now runs this dinosaur fossil company. And they're going to put it on the auction block. And Sotheby's estimates it's valued at $4 to $6 million. I talked to Jim Kirkland, who's this Utah State paleontologist, and he thinks it's going to go for several times that much because he thinks this is it's a unique specimen, obviously. Like I said, 4 in the world, the only juvenile. One of the other 4 is actually up at the University of Utah's Museum of Natural History. So if you go up, a model of it is up there.
Now, if who gets the money? Is it Thanksgiving Point?
That's a good question. We don't really know. Presumably it'll go to the guy who bought it from Thanksgiving Point, but perhaps they're getting part of it on a consignment kind of deal.
But this just seems wrong.
Well, and that's what's got the paleontologists upset. Is like this skeleton for over a couple decades had been available for the public to look at and enjoy. Field trips and so forth, and for scientists to go down and study. Kirkland told me actually that he found out it had been sold when he had an intern call down there to see if they could go down and study this, this fossil. And
we sold that.
And they're like, oh, that's gone. We sold that.
That's been long gone.
Yeah. And so but they're worried that, if this gets bought by some private owner, it's going to not be available to the public and to scientists. It's going to end up in somebody's McMansion. And they think that that's not something that places that call themselves museums should be doing. It's kind of frowned upon in the museum world.
There's nothing illegal about this, is there?
So this is what makes it kind of interesting. If the dinosaur skeleton or the bones are found on private land, it's private property. If it's found on public land, it's public property. And so this one was found up in Bone Cabin Quarry up in Wyoming. And it's kind of cool, actually. Katie nodded. Have you been to Bone Cabin?
I haven't been able to get up there yet, but it is a plan.
Yeah, it's got this cabin made out of dinosaur bones. This old guy in the 1800s or whatever did this. It's a renowned site for dinosaurs, and this was pulled out of that quarry. And like I said, it's got about 139 pieces all told.
But that's private land.
And so this got sold to Thanksgiving Point or gifted to Thanksgiving Point. They sold it because they said they were having financial issues, and they wanted some money that they said they could use to preserve or take care of its other specimens. And they're buying a Barosaurus, which is a long-necked dinosaur, kind of like a Brontosaurus.
What?
And so they're using that money to buy other things and to take care of their
put in public display,
to take care of their collection. Yeah. So it'll if you want a dinosaur, Katie, I know you want a dinosaur. Start the GoFundMe. I think
I'm working on it.
If you come up with $20 million, you could probably
change.
own your own. And
when is the sale?
It's I believe July 9th. If you want, Sotheby's.com. If you want to take a look at it, it's a fascinating dinosaur because it has this ridge of bones running down its spine, so it has sort of little like a spiny back, and these big sharp teeth, and and this juvenile. So I guess they're
was a teenager.
They have horns above their eyes, and then their nose horn kind of merges together. So they have two horns. This one has two horns, hasn't fused yet, but it's a pretty unique specimen.
I guess nobody's doing anything wrong here, but you'd be nice to think that somebody would buy it and say, "I'd like to donate this to a museum."
Yeah, and that's entirely possible that's how it's going to end up, or some museum could get a gift to go out, or a grant to go out and buy it, because we've seen these dinosaur auctions really kind of spike in recent years. There was a Tyrannosaurus Sioux that was auctioned off, I believe, in 1999, and that one got purchased by, I think, McDonald's and some other, but they donated it to the Chicago Field Museum, so it's on display. There was another T-Rex that was just auctioned off recently. It's in a museum in Abu Dhabi. But we've seen the prices that these things are going for just go through the roof. A Stegosaurus, I believe it was 2022. Was auctioned off, and it went for $46 million.
I wonder how much I can get for my Dimetrodon that I have in my
You
basement.
just have it laying around?
Dimetrodons are so cool.
Are those the ones with like the duck bill?
No.
They're kind of little. They look like little helmets or something.
They've got a big spine, and then they're low to the ground.
Kind of turtle-like look.
We'll see how that goes again. What date is that going to be?
I believe July 9th.
And
double
then,
check. Don't bank on that.
Sawthebees.com.
Yeah.
Somebody says somebody should ask Post Malone to buy it and put it back on display in Utah.
Yes,
he
please.
can put it in his chicken place.
Right,
Come
put
on,
it on
Posty.
display at the chicken
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's. Yeah. And then one other thing we wanted to mention here. I've heard rumors about this happening.
Yeah,
but it is going to happen.
It is going to happen.
Pat Bagley is fleeing the country.
He is. The legendary Pat Bagley is going to be moving to Portugal on Monday. Actually, we say bon voyage to Pat. Pat's been an influential part of my career because I met him the first time 38 years ago. I won the Badger Bagley editorial cartoon contest when I was in junior high, and I got to meet Pat. I got to tour the Salt Lake Tribune newsroom, and I was kind of hooked. I wanted to be an editorial cartoonist, but Pat's too dang good, and and so I became a writer. But he's it's been great getting to know him on a professional level. I play poker with him occasionally, but he's just so talented and has done so much for this community. I don't think it can be overstated. And I should also note he's going to continue working for the Tribune from Portugal.
Okay.
Readers may not notice even much of a difference, but he's committed to doing freelance work for us while he's there. He's just going to have a nicer view. But you look at what he's done for this community and the way he's spoken truth to power, as they say, to the Utah legislature. If you close your eyes and think of a Republican legislator, you think of Pat Bagley's little bald, pudgy guy with the big lips and the glasses.
Yeah.
It's amazing what he's done.
But he's nationally known, not just here.
He was a Pulitzer Prize finalist. I mean, he does national work as well. His Malala Yousaf cartoon is
It's hanging in my house.
It's a very important one in his portfolio, and hopefully we get many more of them. So
I'm hoping that there's still a chance that he wins the Pulitzer Prize sometime. He should.
I think he should, and also probably worth noting he's kind of a dying breed because when he started in this career 42 years ago, he's been doing this. Pretty much every publication in the country had an editorial cartoonist, and now it's down to 12 that are like full-time. Professional editorial cartoonists, and Pat's one of them, and he deserves it because he's that talented.
I will say this about Pat Bagley as well. He's about the nicest guy you could ever
incredibly nice
you could ever want to hang around with and be with. He's just a nice person.
Well, and I think that serves him well because he can do these cartoons that just distill these complex issues down to their essence, right? And he can ridicule the legislature.
He can be really nasty in his cartoons,
but he does it with that grin and twinkle that he's got, And I think I've talked to all the time when legislators make it into Pat Bagley cartoons. I get these calls from him. They're like, "I need to get a copy of this," because I was talking to Speaker Schultz. He called me earlier this year, was trying to get some of the cartoons that he was in, And I asked him like, why do you like these? He's like, well, it's a badge of honor to be in a Pat Bagley cartoon. It's not maybe the honor that they necessarily would have wanted in the but they recognize that it's they've broken through the cultural zeitgeist.
He did the cover for my dad's book.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's cool.
He does a lot of work for nonprofit organizations. He uses his talent for good, and I'm gonna miss seeing him. I'll have to go visit him probably, but hopefully he would get many more years of Pat Bagley.
What's amazing? You had Pat Bagley, and then for a number of years up in Ogden,
Cal Grondel.
Cal Grondel was an excellent editorial cartoonist.
Yeah, and Steve Benson came out of BYU as well. He was a Pulitzer Prize winner and went down to the Arizona Republic. It's a hotbed for editorial cartooning.
All right, thank you, Robert Gerke. Portugal, a lot of Americans moving to Portugal.
Yeah, he's going to be expat, I guess.
Oh,
on that note, thank you guys.
All right, read Pat Bagley and Robert Gerke in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com.
Indeed. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Traffic, Gina.
Yeah, we still have that issue 33rd South, northbound I-15. There was a trailer in the middle of traffic, so that's caused some major slowdowns northbound I-15. Northbound I-15 off-ramp at 146 South. And westbound SR 108, that's 3 miles west of I-15 in Davis County. It is off to the right shoulder. The Deer Valley Music Festival is back for 2025. Win tickets on sale now. Spread out your blankets and enjoy the breathtaking views. Accompanied by world-class talent at the Utah Symphony at the Deer Valley Music Festival, July and August in Park City. Get tickets and information at x96.com.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is the Boner Recap. If you didn't get to hear it this morning, you can go on our website and cheat. But call in 877-602-9696. If you guess the Boner Recap, you could win
tickets to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union.
All-time low tickets for Boner Recap, 877-602-9696. Call, play, coming up after these. Renaissance Ranch.
Yes, Renaissance Ranch is an addiction recovery center. It's a premier. It's known throughout the country. They've got high marks. They've won honors for their work as an addiction recovery and treatment center. Renaissance Ranch. If you know somebody who's struggling with addiction to drugs or alcohol, Renaissance Ranch is your place to go. You've got to get them in there. Or maybe it's you, and it's hard to admit it. It's hard to fess up, but reach out for help at Renaissance Ranch because help is out there. It's local, family-owned addiction treatment center. They offer residential and outpatient services at Renaissance Ranch, and they're staffed by recovering addicts who really know what you're going through because they've been there, they've done that, and they can help you, and they can help you with compassion and humanity. Schedule a free consultation and read compelling success stories online. You'll find them at renaissanceranch.com. They do accept most private insurance and Medicaid.
We got an email from our friend, that good-looking Rhett Thomas.
Best-looking guy I know. Well, except for Carrie.
He used to be on the radio with us.
Yep.
And checks in with us from time to time. He sends this email of interest, sort of. Hey, friends, you're so good at doing this for babies. Perhaps you could help with a dog. What should we name this guy? We've been fostering him, but we think we'll keep him. That's nice of you, Rhett.
Yeah.
Ever since you played John Mellencamp to start the show the other day, I want to call him Mellencamp, and we could just call him Mel. He's a blue heeler cattle dog mix. I kind of like the name Blue, especially since he's mostly orange. Or it could be Rusty. Yeah, I think a lot of blue heelers are named Blue.
Don't do
think
that.
You.
Yeah, don't do that.
He said, I'm also completely happy with Doggy McDogface. Thanks for letting me listen. Rhett. And he sent some pictures of the pup who looks just like a sweetheart.
No, I'm not very good at this.
Naming dogs?
I'm not either.
Because I replied to Rhett with my suggestion.
Which was what?
I said, he looks kind of like a Dexter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not the serial killer, but Dexter Riley, Kurt Russell.
Mhm.
Look it up. And Rhett replied, sad thing is, that's the only name that I won't use.
Oh, no.
Dexter was my dog of 13 years
Oh.
who got cancer and died earlier this year.
Way to go, Carrie.
I'm like, wow, I did not do
How
well.
could you know that?
I
There's no
couldn't
way.
know that.
There's no way you could know.
So might I suggest then, we stick with the Kurt Russell theme,
Mm-hmm.
and we name him Jack, which is Jack Burton, his character in Big Trouble in Little China. How about that?
You could do Snake.
Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken.
Except you have to name the. I think you'd have to call the dog Snake Plissken. Here, Snake Plissken.
You'd have to.
I had a dog. I'm not good at naming dogs. I've only had a very few dogs, and when I was in high school, I acquired a dog who I named Fred L. Montmorency. That's not a very good dog name.
Look up the name of the dog in that Predator movie, the new one.
Oh,
because it looks
he
kind of
looks
like
that, huh?
That's-
Predator.
I just realized looking at the picture.
Oh yeah,
Prey is the movie.
That's the same kind of dog. too.
Yeah, it looks like the same kind of
it's
dog.
yeah, that was a blue heeler.
Yeah, Prey was the movie.
Let me see. Name.
Cujo. Name him Cujo.
No.
No. Rover.
Um,
Tippy. Name him Tippy.
Shoot. Let's see.
Dog names are. I think Mellencamp is good, but if you name him Mellencamp, call him Mellencamp. Don't call him
No,
Mel.
no. I think you call him John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
John Cougar Mellencamp, you get in
Yeah.
here.
I think Mellencamp is good, really, though. Here, Mellencamp.
I'm sorry. This was my dog. His name was Tippy.
Yeah, see? That's a good dog name.
You didn't find the name of the dog in
Why
Prey?
can't I find? I mean, Coco is his real name, but that's not the
Coco
name.
is the real name of the dog.
Sorry?
Is it Sorry?
Sarii? Sorry?
I think so.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it does.
Astro.
Yeah, that'd be good. Rook of the Rimp. Rook of the Rimp. Does he talk, Rhett? Does the dog talk in any way?
John Cougar Mellencamp. I want the whole thing. Because you do that for a cat.
Yeah, Sorry is the dog in Prey. Sorry is not.
No.
That's not good.
Hank. How about Hank? We need
Hank
to.
Kingsley.
Yeah. We need dogs to have more human, like Paul. Just name a dog Paul.
Yeah, people names.
Yeah, people names.
Steve?
Yeah. Steve. Hey, Steve. Come here, Steve. Come on. And then, there'd
Alan?
be people
Steve
who
and Alan.
There'd be people who would look around, like, what? Why are you calling me? Yeah, I like,
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan! Alan!
We're not helping,
Ow!
Red, I don't
Alan!
think.
Alan! Alan! Steve! 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 Steve!
You at the
Steve!
park?
Steve! Steve!
Yeah. Well.
All right.
But good for you for adopting your foster. That's
Scooby.
great.
Yeah. No.
Arrow. Mel. Pumpkin.
These people just texting
People just
in.
texting in.
Cutie patootie.
No.
Connor. Tanner.
Tanner? No.
Yeah,
You hear those names enough at the park. They're just over at the playground. They're not.
Bobby.
yeah, Bobby is good for Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway.
Dave! 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 Dave!
Dave.
Dave! 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 Dave!
Rhett, you have to make the dog wear a bandana, too.
My assistant, Dave, right?
Somebody says, consider the route I went and chose an 80s film villain. My current dog is Hans Gruber. I love
Gruber.
that. I love that.
Oh, here we go. Dog Cougar Mellencamp. Thank you, Texter.
All right.
That was not helpful at all.
No, sorry.
Kareem in Santaquin knows we played that song because on this day in 1979, Nathan Followill, the drummer for Kings of Leon, was born in Santaquin.
In Santaquin.
Or somewhere else.
I think Kareem used to be married to him.
Could be.
I think that's why they know that.
Could be.
So do we have Kerry Jackson on the phone?
We have Kerry Jackson on the phone, and we do have a contestant.
Yeah,
for
let's do
Boner
that
Recap.
first.
Okay, we'll do the Boner Recap first.
Yeah, it's a chance to
Okay.
win all-time low tickets. They're coming to the Union on October 16th.
All right.
All right, Kerry, hang on. We've got Maggie.
Maggie, hi.
All right.
Hi,
Where are you calling from, Maggie?
West Valley.
West Valley. You know Kerry Jackson's on the line, too. You know where he is?
I do not.
He's in Japan.
What?
Way cooler than West Valley.
You think?
It's really not. The weather's terrible here.
Oh.
Is it really terrible?
Oh, it's incredibly hot and sticky.
Oh. Hey, we'll talk to you in just a second, Kerry. Let's deal with
All right, I'll
Maggie
wait.
here. Okay. Maggie, we're going to do the Boner Recap, and if you successfully tell me which one of these candidates was the winner, you will win what prize again?
All-time low tickets.
Yeah, all-time low tickets. Maggie, let's do it, okay?
Okay.
Did you hear the boners earlier?
I did not.
Uh-oh.
Did you cheat?
I did.
Okay, perfect.
All right, boner candidate number 1, dangerous protesters in wheelchairs. U.S. Capitol Police They detained a group of peaceful protesters on Wednesday, including several people in wheelchairs, during a protest over proposed cuts to Medicaid spending, and they zip-tied these people, even the people in the wheelchairs. They zip-tied their hands together. Boner candidate number 2, hey, you remember that gay lover you never had, Congressman? That was Carrie Lake getting personal during a congressional hearing with a fellow Arizonan during an exchange with U.S. Representative Greg Stanton. Carrie Lake brought up reporting of past rumors of the former Phoenix mayor having a gay lover as an example of what happens when media agencies do not have a check on their content. She's asking for, people to check on media content to make sure that everything. You remember that they said you had a gay lover.
Oh, great. You brought up that thing that wasn't true again and put it back out there.
Yeah, thanks, Carrie. Thank you. And then boner candidate number 3, your country needs you to report the naysayers. Visitors to Utah's national parks are finding little pieces of paper, posting at the locations across the area, saying, if you see anything that you believe is negative about America, please report it by scanning this QR code and leave a comment. They're asking you to rat people out. Boner candidate number 3. Who was the winner, Maggie?
That would be dangerous protesters in wheelchairs.
That's exactly right.
You've got those all-time low tickets. They're coming to the Union on October 16th. There's more information about that show and ticket links at x96.com.
All right, Maggie, say thank you, and then we'll put you on hold.
Thank you so much.
All right, hang on. All right, Kerry, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Now I'm concerned about being able to get back into my country.
Uh-oh.
You anything specific or just a general feeling of dread?
No, I'm just hearing the signs up at the national park.
Yeah.
About things that are. When we say anti-American, do they mean anti-Trump?
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah.
That's
yeah,
exactly
sure.
what they're talking about.
It's an executive order from Trump himself. So
it's dear leader.
Yeah. So that concerns me.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't say anything negative then.
Well, I'm a white male. I'm worried about my wife.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
so anyway,
okay, you'll be okay.
I'll be okay. So here's the thing.
Yes.
Have we? We've talked about bidets, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we had an extensive discussion
one.
about them.
Do you not have one, Gina?
No.
I'm beginning to think we all need a bidet.
What do you say we start? Let's start a GoFundMe for Gina to get a bidet.
But I don't want like the cheap one that just snaps onto your toilet. I want like a Japanese toilet. It's got to be a whole system.
this is what I've learned on this trip, because I had the Snap-on one that was just on top of the regular American toilet, and I didn't appreciate it because it didn't work right for me. But now, and it was at the whiskey distillery that I realized, oh, this is a game changer.
Yes, they're amazing.
I mean, they wash you.
The proper.
They dry you.
Yeah, the proper. Exactly, the proper bidet is an amazing thing, and so I think we all need to get them.
I think in addition, I've seen them. They wash you, they dry you, and if you've been naughty, they'll slap you on the butt.
Yes, they will. So the bidet was something I wanted to talk about. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is that here's the thing: everything in Japan has an anime style, like Pokemon style cartoon character.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe our show needs that.
Oh, that might be good. Huh.
Like a mascot, kind of?
Yeah, exactly. Like a cartoon mascot. And I think we need something like that. And maybe it should be a lunging weasel, maybe.
Sure.
It should certainly have horns, I think. But more importantly, out of all those things, it should be cute as hell, because that's what all of these mascots are. Everything has a little cartoon mascot in this country.
It's amazing.
You name it, and they have a cartoon mascot for it. So I think that we need to think about, and maybe this is something that the listeners could do, contest or something like that.
I was going to say, some guy's already on this.
Oh, yeah, some guy needs to get on this. Some sort of Japanese animation kind of a character that has horns, that is a weasel.
He's made it already.
He's already made one.
It's in the chat room.
It's very cute.
He did it already?
It's very cute.
It has to be cute. It has to be cute. That's the other thing.
That's cute. The only thing I would say about the one he just sent, it's not lunging.
No.
He needs to figure out to make it lunging a little bit. But remember when we were in Japan and I don't know where we got it. It was Toast Man?
Toast Man. I've been looking for Toast Man for you ever since I got here. I haven't been able to find him.
I don't know if he still exists.
What was Toast Man?
He was
I don't know. He was just a little piece of toast.
With arms and legs. And he was Toast Man.
And a face.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, everything has a cartoon mascot over here. So even the sewers, so we need something like that for the show. So that's something that the listeners can work on. Submit it to us. Let's do this. Let's put it out there. It'll make us universally loved, I think.
I think I found Toast Man online. He's called Shokopan Man. Shokupan Man, and he has a cape, and he's got a sort of a smiley face, and he can fly around, and he's a piece of toast.
I don't remember him having a cape. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Anyway,
I think that's because this is a drawing. As I remember, we found a little like plastic figure or something that was toast.
It was like a keychain, as I recall.
It was a keychain. Yeah.
Yeah. But something to think about, putting it out to the listeners. Go ahead, come up with something, submit it to us. Let's see what we got. Anyway.
Go to bed.
All right. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see. They just sent me the picture. Katie just sent me the picture.
Yep.
I like that. This is a good start.
Yep.
This is a really good start because it needs to be cute more than anything.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. You can just get him to lunge a little bit somehow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
I'm going to go to bed.
Good night.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Carrie.
Sayonara. Say that because he's in Japan.
All right. Weather?
Okay.
I didn't know if we needed it or
That's
not.
okay. Yeah, hot today. Don't light off fireworks. 93.
Good call. Coming up after these, we've got some big boy news and opinioendo, and then after that, maybe a guest in the studio. 9:21. It just flipped over. Time for some big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by
Smith's Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at smithsfoodanddrug.com/payer-update.
Well,
What's the matter?
Oh, you sent me a story, and I don't. It's the wrong thing.
Oh.
I was about the dog food plant.
Oh.
I mean,
It's
that's
the wrong
odd.
thing?
Yeah, it's about a dog food plant in
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
That's
you meant
what
the
I
one.
meant.
Oh, I thought you meant the one in Ogden.
No, but I know how you feel about dog food plants and their odor.
Well, somebody's suing the dog food plant in Denver because they said it smells like vomit. Well, the one in Ogden, that doesn't smell like vomit. That smells like dinner. It's you're in Ogden when I think it's called it's American Nutrition.
Mhm.
It's the company there, and periodically it doesn't smell like, you can't smell it all the time, but the smell of dog food being made goes around the city, and I don't know, people complain about it, but it always just makes me kind of hungry. So I don't.
Yeah, this is against the Nestle Purina company.
Yeah.
Filed in federal court, the lawsuit accuses the company of negligence and nuisance, claiming the factory emits nausea-inducing fumes residents describe as vomit, rancid, and unbearable. The plant's been in the neighborhood since the 30s, but complaints from nearby residents have prompted code enforcement and multiple lawsuits.
Now, I know the American Nutrition Company, I'm pretty sure the one in Ogden, they have put a lot of devices,
Mhm.
filtering devices, but they can't get rid of it completely. But it's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
In court filings, plaintiffs say they can't open their windows, use their gardens, or host guests due to the smell.
Oh, toughen up.
The odors are so strong, one resident says it occasionally wakes her up at night, and she's
Oh.
received tenant complaints and avoids gatherings at her home.
Oh, just, come on, get over it, folks.
I'm just thinking the folks in Ogden are tougher than the people in Denver.
That's probably it. For the first time in 4 years, this is another Ogden story, the doors of Topper Bakery opened to the general public Wednesday morning. Small crowd of longtime customers were eagerly waiting outside as the shop opened up at 8 a.m. I guess I'm a little bit sentimental about this place, said customer Jamie Richards. Back in the 80s, there was a middle school across the street. Oh, yeah, it was, Mound Fort? No, not Mound Fort. Central Junior High. I used to come here during my lunchtime, he said. Sweet memories continued to draw in people during the first few hours of business. The first day of a soft opening, Annie Buller brought her 8-year-old son, Chance, who was too young to remember the last time he'd been in there. Now, I used to go to Topper Bakery when I was a little kid. I would walk past it on my way to school.
Mm-hmm.
And they had these alligator jaws they made, and they were in the window. They're like two pieces of triangular fried dough, and it's got all this
Yum.
whipped cream in the middle, called an alligator jaw.
You've had listeners bring those to you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started stealing money out of my mom's coat pocket. She always had change in there, and I'd buy alligator jaws on my way home from school. Delicious, and I'm glad Topper Bakery is back in business. And a fire.
They have the same logo on the building.
Yeah,
there.
the fire caused them to close. I don't know how long they had been in business, like 70 years or something like that. So good news for Ogden. Not good news for other people. The Trump administration has taken aim at a certain group of people with many of its cruel policies, but one of the hardest hit from the campaign trail until now are trans people.
Mm-hmm.
The latest attack comes in the form of the cutting of a life-saving service, the defunding of the LGBTQ plus youth suicide hotline.
Yep.
A free nationwide hotline that can be reached by calling 988 and selecting option 3. Now, you can still, the 988 emergency number is still there, but the option for trans kids is not. In just a few weeks, on July 17th, the number 3 option will no longer exist. The 988 lifeline itself will still be available to the general public. There are
It's just
certain,
not that specific. You could push a button and then it would take you to specified treatment.
Now, LGBTQ youth can still call the general number, but the same level of care won't be there. There are specific programs within 988 that offer specialized services to groups with the highest risk of suicidality, said Mark Henson, the Vice President of Advocacy for Government Affairs at the Trevor Project, which is how the LGBTQ plus youth option came to be. So if one engages 988, presses 1, you're routed to the Veterans Crisis Line. And the nation's veterans have significantly higher rates of suicidality than the civilian population. If you press 3, you were routed to an LGBTQ plus youth specialized counselor who had training and experience speaking the language of that group. And to just remove it, there is no point except for being cruel.
Yeah.
What is it hurting the nation to have a special line for LGBTQ plus
Cruelty
trans
is the
youth?
point, Bill.
It's beyond belief. Love Island USA is making it clear that cyberbullying of the reality show's contestants won't be tolerated. If you've been on social media recently, you've probably seen that the series' 7th season has increasingly garnered negative attention from fans who've delivered harsh criticisms to an array of cast members online. A large number of disapproving posts stem from the Love Islanders' controversial decision to vote Jeremiah Brown and Hannah Field out of the villa.
I have not watched.
I have no idea what they're talking about. The key word on Love Island is love. We love our fans. We love our Islanders. We don't love cyberbullying, harassment, or hate. So quit messing with them. My advice to you is don't watch that show. Let's see. Michael Cera sat down on the Louis Theroux podcast earlier this week to promote a new movie, The Phoenician Scheme. That's that
Wes
Anderson movie. And he barely mentioned working with Tom Cruise for a sketch in 2010 until the host reminded him, and the memory started coming in. Oh, yeah, I have worked with Tom Cruise, Sarah recalled.
How do you forget working with Tom Cruise?
I don't know. He
How
laughed.
do you forget working all of Iron Man like Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, that's true.
He laughed and said, "That's a crazy thing to forget, isn't it? I did work with Tom Cruise. That's crazy. I did work with Tom. I completely did, yeah." It was the MTV Movie Awards, and I don't even know if you've seen those, but they did like these funny intro movie video things that they did, pre-taped funny things. Cruise filmed several sketches in character as Les Grossman, the vulgar fictional studio head he played in Tropic Thunder. Some of those skits, which featured cameos from rising stars at the time, like Robert Pattinson, are still available on YouTube. Yeah, the first moment I had with him, I arrived, they were shooting, and I was talking to the writer, the guy who was writing these scripts about the thing, and Sarah said, we were just kind of mumbling, we were just there shooting, but they could hear us, apparently. It was about 40 feet away, and Tom Cruise looked at me. I've never met him, and they're in the middle of a take, and he looks at me and he goes, "Is that Michael Cera talking during an effing take?"
Ooh.
He was joking.
Oh.
But it was also like, please do shut up. Sarah,
But also, he knows who I am. That's
Yeah.
what I would take.
Yeah.
He knows my name.
Well, that's what he said. He said it was. I mean, he was right. I shouldn't have been talking. It was disturbing him, but he was nice to me about it, and he knew me. He knew who I was.
He knows who I am.
Bob Dylan has revealed his next release will be a book of drawings titled Point Blank. Does he ever stop doing stuff?
No, I guess not.
The collection will contain about 100 black and white drawings created by Bob Dylan between 2021 and 2022. Landscapes, portraits, images of a Parisian canal, roller skaters, and a roll of Scotch tape. Okay, that's exciting. How about this?
What's that?
New York City has always been at war with rats.
Yes.
From when they jumped from the ship to the shore in the 18th century to the city's anti-rat campaign today. Over many decades, the reviled brown rodent has burrowed deep into the Big Apple's collective psyche. They were even referenced in a recent episode of And Just Like That, where Carrie Bradshaw screams as a rat scurries past in her backyard. But now you can go on a tour of rats with the Rat Whisperer.
A tour of rats?
Yeah. This is the lone hero who braves Gotham's vermin to educate the masses and reduce the fright factor. Suzanne Reisman, leader of Garbage and Rats in New York City walking tour. Clad in fuzzy faux rat ears, like a bizarro mouseketeer, She takes guests through some of the city's most rat-infested sites while spilling wretch-worthy facts on the critters' habits. Rats do love to go up the poop, she said.
Yeah.
Meaning rats like to go up the sewer
pipes?
Yeah. They'll kick through things and find undigested kibble, she said. I don't ever pass by any dog poop anymore without thinking, oh, there's a rat snack. There have been a lot of... I don't think I'd want to go on this tour.
No.
And I like rats, but no, not that.
One more?
Let's
One
see.
more?
Let me find something fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
How about... You won't... Three things that deeply appealing women do on a regular basis.
Deeply appealing women.
Yes, deeply appealing women.
Okay, let's see if I do these things.
These are sort
I doubt it. I don't think I'm deeply appealing.
These are things that when a man gets so close to you for 5 minutes or so, go, man, she's really appealing.
She's deeply appealing.
These are things your husband probably.
I don't know. Let's see.
First thing you need to do is think like a puppy.
What?
It may sound weird.
Yeah.
Puppies are the masters of flirting, really, when you think about it. Besides,
oh, wait, stop there. I do this.
Yes?
So when my husband comes home...
Oh, no.
This is true.
No,
Okay.
Please don't reveal this.
My dogs and I go to the door and we wag our tails. The three of us. Is that what it is?
I love that.
Is it act excited when they get home?
It's playful flirting.
Yep.
And it's trying to be kind of funny.
Yep.
And,
we wag our tails.
Okay.
What's the other one? Now I think maybe I do all these things.
Well, I think wagging your tail is the same thing as you're gently teasing.
Yeah.
You know, you rub his knee. You know, you make sure that you say in a playful tone that you. Oh, are you going to watch sports again?
Well, we watch sports together. So.
And then know that less is more. When you're learning how to flirt with a guy you like, you'll notice that when you flirt just a little with him, you get great results. But if you keep being flirty,
don't overdo it.
It kind of gets icky when that. I can remember years ago when people used to flirt with me. Doesn't happen anymore, but all right, that's it.
All right, coming up after these.
Weather.
Weather,
Yeah.
yes.
75 right now, going to be a high of 93 today, overnight low 65. And we'll be close to 100 by first part of next week. No rain in sight. That's why I'm saying please don't buy fireworks and don't light them off. Legally, you can't do it till the 2nd, but I'm looking ahead that far, and it doesn't look like it'll be a good idea then either. Cascade Collision Repair, Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get a free estimate online at cascadecollision.com or in person, including the newest location in West Valley City.
You know, Gina, I'm picturing you wagging your tail, and it makes me kind of sad. I don't.
It's cute and funny.
Makes me feel kind of sad.
It's cute and funny.
Oh wait, no, it makes me feel kind of sick. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll be back after these messages. KXRK Provo.
Sounds great.
Don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody.
Sounds great.
Don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody.
Sounds great.
Don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
It's 96.
9:39.
We have guests in the studio. We're going to talk about something very important. It's Mark Stewart from The Advocates, who's been with us before many times. Hi, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
Good. And with us also is Carissa Guthrie. She is with The Road Home, and we're going to be talking about the Road Home apple tree. I'm sure people have heard about it before, but Carissa, tell them what the apple tree program is.
Yeah, so the Road Home's been around for over 100 years, and we serve people that are experiencing homelessness all along the Salt Lake Valley, and that includes children. And what the great thing about the Apple Tree program does is it helps support those kids when they go back to school. So it provides them with a backpack, brand new school items, clothes, and shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps them seem like any other kid that's going back to school. They're just like any other child.
Yeah, and so the Apple Tree is a way to that you can help get these items for the kids that need them. Backpacks, shoes, some clothing items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Salt Lake, but this is in Ogden and American Fork too, right?
Yeah, so that's where our office locations,
okay.
the advocates' offices, and what people can do is come in. We have an apple tree in our foyers right now that have apples on them with an item on them, so you can come in, pick an apple or take several. What we tell a lot of people to do is make it a family event, bring your family in. Everybody can pick an apple, and then you head out to a store and pick the item, and then you bring it back. It's a good opportunity to teach your kids about giving to others and how fortunate they are and so forth. And so it's been a great program.
Don't get excited. These are not real apples.
No.
That's not a real apple tree. And real apples,
No.
they're paper apples.
Paper apples.
And they have something written on them. And you can come and take them off of the tree and take them to various stores and that. And that's really a nice way to do it. It helps show kids, it sort of gets them actively involved and making they understand better what they're doing, helping other people, right, Carissa?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the kids are just as excited when they receive these items. A couple years ago, I was helping with distribution. And I remember this little girl, she was starting kindergarten, I think, and she really wanted glow-up shoes. Like shoes that sparkle, and she got them, and she lost her mind. She was so excited. She ran through the office saying, "I'm super fast." So things like
new shoes make you fast.
Oh,
That's
they totally do. I wish my 4-year-old believed that, but it's great, and we are just so deeply grateful for the continued partnership, both with you all and the advocates. This is really a great way to get back to our community.
The advocates, Mark, tell people basically where. I guess you could go to the Advocates website to find the office near you.
Yeah, our website would have the exact address, but we have a location in Ogden, downtown Ogden, and then in Salt Lake, our office is in Murray over by the Fashion Place Mall, and then one in American Forks. So pretty centrally located for wherever people live.
So go to UtahAdvocates.com and find the Advocates office near you. Or now, if you just want to, I guess if you just want to make a
monetary donation,
a cash donation for the road home and the apple tree, they can do that too, right?
Yep,
Carissa?
they could visit theroadhome.org/donate, and they could give that way. If they have any questions, feel free to reach out at info@theroadhome.org, and we'll be happy to kind of cater whatever question you have.
But this apple tree thing is really a way to be specific about it. To know, I am giving a backpack to a child.
Yeah,
right there.
money is an individual. Picking an individual child and what they need, that's a little more special.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
What I noticed here too is that more than 200 children will, because there are families with children at the road home, and right now there are more than 200 there.
Yeah, and this year we opened up a brand new facility called our Family Interim Non-Congregate Housing Facility. So
say it again.
Family Interim Non-Congregate Housing Facility.
Okay.
So this facility specifically serves families that are a little bit higher needs, so they're not ideal for a congregate facility like our Connie Crosby Family Resource Center out in Midvale. And this doubled the amount of people that we are able to serve, including families. So that's where the more than 200 people come from.
All right. So go to theroadhome.org or UtahAdvocates.com. The Apple Tree Program, helping kids back to school. It doesn't seem like it should be this soon, but really it is time to start thinking about back to school.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Carissa, and thank you, Mark, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. All right, we're going to take a quick break and a song, and then we'll be back to Crawl Towards the Exit with all of you. KXRK. 1951.
So we've been slowly going through the New York Times 100 best movies of the 21st century, and we've been slowly going through it because they're only releasing like 10 of them a day. They're tricking you.
Jerks.
So we're on number.
I'm canceling my subscription.
We're on number 49.
Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list.
And
X96.
this will go from 49 down to
I'm not sure.
30 something.
Yeah.
Or,
49, Before Sunset. So this is the sequel to Before Sunrise, which I'm wondering if that'll pop up later in the list. I love Before.
it's Richard Linklater.
Yep.
And it's, what's his name?
Ethan Hawke
Ethan Hawke.
and Julie Delpy. The way Richard Linklater does his movies is really interesting. There's a lot of improvisation. He does things in real time.
Okay.
Let's see, 48. The Lives of Others. I don't know this movie.
No, I don't
It's
either.
a East Berlin movie. Number 47, Almost Famous. Cameron
That's a good
Crowe.
one.
That was
Yeah.
okay.
Number 46, Roma.
Yeah,
This-
it's supposed to be excellent. I have not seen
Oh,
it.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's super sad.
Is it about the Roma people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
They live in Romany, you know.
it's it's really hard. It's difficult to watch, but well done. Number 45, Moneyball. This is the
Brad Pitt.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, Jonah Hill, the baseball
Yeah.
movie. Number 44, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This
So
is
good.
my favorite Quentin Tarantino film.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I liked it quite a bit, but
I loved it.
I'd still have to say, geez, I don't know. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was the first. I think it's the first Quentin Tarantino film I saw.
Probably.
I feel like that's most people.
I've told the story before, but I went to see it, and I was kind of just I didn't know what to make of it. I was puzzled.
Well, there wasn't anything like it before.
I was just sort of puzzled. Then I went to see it again and realized it was a comedy, and started to laugh. But there were people in the theater. I was laughing, and there were people in the theater looking at me like, "Why is he laughing?"
43 is Old Boy. This is a Korean,
Yeah.
like an action thriller, which I think they remade into an English version of it as well. 42 is Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master.
I saw it.
It's Joaquin Phoenix,
Philip Seymour Hoffman,
and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
and Amy Adams, and I saw it, and it was unfortunate the way I saw it. I went to the Broadway, and I asked Tori about this later, and she said, "Oh, that was a mistake."
What happened?
They showed it was a videotape of it, a VCR
Oh,
of
it didn't look-
on the screen.
it didn't look
Yeah,
right?
it just looked weird, and I thought, well, if this is the way it's supposed to look,
You should give it another try.
yeah.
Number 41, Amelie.
Haven't seen it. She's sure cute though.
Yeah, she's pretty. 40, never heard of this one. Yi Yi. It's a multi-generational family epic. That's Taiwan. Number 39, I love this movie. I actually love anything Greta Gerwig does, but Lady Bird.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's Saoirse Ronan, and Laurie Metcalf plays her mom.
Mm-hmm. Laurie Metcalf is good always.
Yep. Number 38, Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Don't know it.
Number 37, Call Me By Your Name. That's Timothy Chalamet and Armie Hammer before he got weird.
Armie Hammer got weird.
Yeah.
And this is really the first time we see Timothy Chalamet much.
Another Coen Brothers movie. I have not seen this one. A Serious Man.
It's very good.
Number 35, A Prophet.
Don't know it.
A French film. 34, Wall-E.
That's
That's a very good Pixar movie.
my Roomba is named Mo after the cleaning robot from Wall-E.
Number 33, A Separation. I believe that one, won an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. It's from Iran. Number 32, Bridesmaids. I'm glad there's comedies.
I
in
am
here.
too, because that's a good one.
I like the vomit scene.
You mean the pooping scene?
Yeah.
Or well, the everything scene.
All of it scene. Yeah.
All of it coming out.
Yeah.
Number 31, this is a great movie, The Departed.
Yes. It's my brother's favorite movie.
Really good. And then number 30, Lost in Translation. Speaking of Japan.
Bill Murray
And Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. So we'll leave it at 30 for today. We'll pick it up at 31 tomorrow. How about?
All right. Promo?
Oh, 29 is really a good one. Oh, sorry.
We'll get there. We'll
I
get
was
there.
looking ahead. All right, the
We'll
promo.
do the rest tomorrow.
Okay, here I found it. Here it is. Okay. On Friday's Radio from Hell show, Sean Means will be here to review movies, including Brad Pitt's latest, F1. Jimmy the Wine Guy will be talking all things booze from across the pond. And, of course, Boner of the Day, Beat Gina. Will you stop it? Radio from Hell, downshifting into the weekend Friday morning here on X96.
That was fun.
No, it was stupid.
People will think that you have rabies. What does that sound? Gina has rabies.
Really dumb.
All right. I think that's it. I think we got everything done.
Okay.
Thank you, Producers Booth. Appreciate you both in there. As Carrie would say, live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Corey is next.
X96. Artie Puffkin's 1 hour nonstop.